Chapter 21 All over the world. Gao Shan Lanfeng saw the timing. Bai Su's chakra energy has been severely overdrawn, and the consumption of ninjutsu at the level of Susanoo is absolutely terrifying, otherwise there is no need for the other party to put away the bloodline limit at the last moment. As long as the cage-level powerhouses are abolished, the other Uchiha clan's ninjas are powerful, but under the siege of their 7,000-strong army, they can't escape. What are you trying to do? We came to help out on the orders of Lord Shimura Danzo. The third generation of Raikage has been solved by us, which means the mission is over. The Jonins of the Uchiha clan frowned, and the other party seemed to be unkind, and they had already surrounded the place faintly. Just now, the entire Iwagakure village took action and used indiscriminate attacks to bomb this cliff. It was already obvious that the wolf's ambition was. I didn't expect that he would dare to step forward after seeing the means of the patriarch. Is it? He suddenly remembered. Sharingan's bloodline boundary requires a lot of chakra. Does the patriarch's release of Susanoo mean? Ha ha ha, I really think I'm afraid you won't succeed. You can ask your patriarch, can you still perform the ninjutsu you just did? If you kneel down and repent, I might consider sparing the life of one of you, such as this 4-year-old kid. Wouldn't it be a pity to die on the battlefield at such a young age? Gao Shan Lanfeng no longer pays attention to Bai Su. Just now, the observation ninja has repeatedly confirmed that the opponent's chakra has been low to the limit. Even a cage-level powerhouse needs a day or even a few days to recover. And now he is playing with the mentality of making fun of a mouse. Presumptuous. What kind of thing are you? You dare to be rude to your father. Uchiha Itachi seems to have been touched by the reverse scale. After experiencing a battlefield, he has already been stained with a murderous aura, and his anger is quite deterrent. He pulled out the kunai from his waist, and he was about to go up to fight others desperately, but a large hand was lifted and placed behind him. Father. Itachi shrank his head subconsciously. His father's majesty was more effective than any order. What are you doing? I said that 10,000 Iwagakure and 3 generations of Raikage are buried in this battlefield at the same time. Kill them, and leave none of them. When Bai Su received the system reminder, he took a bottle of chakra potion, and after replenishing half of his state, he gave the order coldly. The time rewind skill was too expensive, and the long chakra energy bar bottomed out almost instantly, so that he couldn't maintain Susanoo at the same time. But now a full 30 seconds have passed, the chakra energy bar is filled up again, and he has become that hanger again. I can satisfy your request. Susanoo. Susanoo appeared again, like a black mountain standing in front of more than 7,000 Iwagakure. The feeling of oppression was a huge blow to people's confidence, and many Iwagakure returned to the fear just now. The world is armed with martial arts. Bai Su stepped out of the 10,000-meter-long crack, and the entire battlefield was shrouded in black clouds. This is the active skill of Yaodao Muramasa, and it was the first time it appeared on the battlefield of the ninja world. Is shocking. The already exhausted Iwagakure are a bit frightened when they encounter such a scene. Their morale has dropped to the lowest point. As long as they add more fire, they may flee by themselves. Baga. No matter how strong he is, he's just a person. He cheers me up and uses. Ah. Just as Gao Shan Lanfeng was about to give an order, suddenly a boneless hand emerged from the ground and grabbed his ankle. This time, the damage was not great, but he was so frightened that he almost fell to the ground. After he used the ninja sword to solve the enemy, he discovered that the tens of thousands of meters of battlefield bones were surging. This is the soul of the dead who died directly under the Yaodao village in the Sengoku era. Pick up your heads and fight for me. Whoa. Ellipsis. A pair of bloody Yuhi-colored eyes reflected in the sky, and the black Susanoo led thousands of bones to charge the Iwagakure, disrupting their formation almost instantly. Seeing this, the Uchiha family hurried to keep up, and all kinds of ninjutsu blossomed, pushing the war to the highest level. Cut. With one simple word, the demon sword in the hand of the black-armored warrior swung a 1,000-meter-long air blade, which actually divided the battlefield into two, causing 7,000 Kumogakure to cry and howl, causing countless casualties. Is this the power of the Konoha Uchiha clan? It's the power of God. We can't win by ourselves. Run away, Captain. I don't want to be an enemy of this kind of opponent. Mangekyo Sharingan's ability is beyond the understanding of most ninjas. The opponent held a demon sword and killed 3 generations of Raikage. They were like chopping melons and vegetables. They really couldn't raise the courage to fight. Kaiden Fire Style. Great Fireball Jutsu. Kaiden Fire Style. Phoenix Sage Fire Technique. Kaiden Fire Style. Dragon Flame Jutsu. Shuriken of Shadows. Kaiden Fire Style is the basic ninjutsu of the Uchiha clan. Although most of them are only C-level ninjutsu, there is no problem in dealing with Kumogakure who has lost his will. The military is unstable. They have already lost this battle. The best result is to flee. Go out and save most of your power. Everyone obeys the order. Retreat. Retreat. Finally, Iwagakure General Takayama Lanfang was under pressure, but just after he gave the order, he found that the sky was darkening. When he turned around, he found in despair that the black samurai wearing black Tengu armor and holding a demon knife had come behind him. As a general, why don't you go down and accompany your brother? Is this the true strength of the Uchiha clan? After the real war began, Itachi was shocked by the sight in front of him. His father had such terrifying strength. He felt that although the 3rd generation of Hokage was strong, it was not necessarily his father's opponent. Change the direction of the 3rd ninja war with one's own power, and bury the 3 generations of Raikage and 10,000 Iwagakure here. No wonder my father would tell me something like that. The law is heavenly path. Only the strength of this level can change the world. Ding! Congratulations on completing the sideline. Kill 7,000 Iwagakure, 7,000 reward 7,000 gold coins, 500 points, and 60 magic recovery potions. Ding! Congratulations on your achievement, Human Hero, which rewards you with 500 mana. The war ended just like that. Looking at the devastated land, the Jonins of the Uchiha clan sat on the ground with a sense of pleasure in the rest of their lives. They looked at Baisu with both admiration and awe. Since Uchiha Madara's death, the clan has not had the top combat power for too long, which indicates the revitalization of their clan. Chapter 22 The Man Who Ended an Era. By Master Baisu. The ninja at the root was pale, and his back was sweating coldly. He found that Baisu had appeared behind him at some point. Years of Anbu's experience told him that he was in danger. Those Yuhi-colored eyes were an absolute deterrent. He couldn't even think of running away. Not only Uchiha Baisu, he found that the Jonin around him were all casting gloomy eyes on him. This time he was originally under the order of Danzo to monitor the Uchiha family. If Uchiha Baisu was seriously injured, he could just make up for a knife. Now let's not talk about making up the knife. The opponent killed 3 generations of Raikage, and then killed 7,000 Iwagakure, without even losing blood. It is simply too strong. He didn't die and saw the secrets of the Uchiha family. Even Shimura Danzo didn't know that Baisu owned Mangekyo Sharingan. How could the other party let him go back alive? You guessed it. It's a beautiful place, and it's a good place to go. It's much better than the place on the back of Konoha. As an Anbu member, they have to live in the shadows for almost their whole life. They are all tasked with invisible tasks, so they can't even have tombstones after death. There are special troops who will deal with their bodies, and the burial place is in Konoha. Back Mountain. Baisu's remarks completely ignited the person's desire to survive, and he started hand seal without thinking about it. Ninjutsu. Instant body technique. It's a pity that at the moment of printing, a demon knife has been inserted into his chest. He feels that the chakra and blood in his body have been sucked by this demon knife. After solving the troubles, Baisu was in the mood to check his attribute card. This time, the harvest was good, and the attributes have increased visible to the naked eye. Name: By Su. Sex, male. Birthday, August 6 _. ID number, 3713271992XXXX. Health, 4600, Cage Level Ninja 3000, 9000. Mana Chakra Energy 2000. Damage, 1200, Cage Level Ninja 1000, 2300. Damage, 2000, Cage Level Ninja 1300, 2300. Defense, 999. Speed, 400. Available skills. Class C Ninjutsu. Kaden Fire Style, Great Fireball Jutsu. The chakra gathers behind the throat and spits a huge fireball forward from the mouth, blasting the enemy into the air, and it is the basic ninjutsu that the Uchiha family learns. Kaden Fire Style. C-Class Ninjutsu. The technique of shadow clone. To create the same clone as the main body, chakra will be evenly distributed to the clone. Unlike ordinary clones, shadow clone is an entity that can attack and is generally used for espionage. Forbearance Fighting Technique. Thunder Plow Hot Knife. Technique of the Kingdom of Thunder. In the state of gathering Raiden Thunder style chakra all over the body, slams the opponent at high speed with the body, and uses the powerful wrist strength to give the opponent a fatal blow. Blood Following the Boundary. Mangekyo Sharingan. Kekkei Genkai for the Uchiha clan is an upgraded mode of Sharingan, which can only be turned on if Uchiha has experienced a huge negative emotion, such as witnessing the death of a loved one, and produced a special chakra. Mangekyo Sharingan will not only greatly strengthen the original Sharingan's ability, but also the technique will be in line with the user's field of expertise. It has been rated as the strongest celestial eye and earth-shattering pupil technique in the Hokage world to see through the three worlds. The surgeon is blind. Susanoo. Mangekyo Sharingan's ability. A huge materialized chakra humanoid surrounds the caster. Most attacks are ineffective against it, but using too much will have side effects. It is not only the guardian of the caster, but also the death that devours the caster's vitality. So, Susanoo is a powerful double-edged sword. Back in time. Consume a lot of chakra energy to promote the law of time, restore the surrounding life and things to the previous state of 10s, with a range of 3 meters. All over the world. The creatures killed by the sword will not be able to survive, and will be forever imprisoned in the sword. The holder can summon warriors from the Sengoku era to fight with the samurai, spending 500 chakra energy. Equipment. Demon Sword Muramasa. Defense and speed are not his pursuits for the time being. Whether a ninja is the biggest standard of cage level is still damage and spell damage. Abilities such as demonic illusion are systematically divided into the field of spell damage, and the damage value represents the ability of fighting technique. Of course, these are only the panel values in his normal state. When he turns on Susanoo, his defense power is increased by at least 1000. Otherwise, he will not be able to prevent the 3 generations of Raikage's consistent skills. Tsuchikajinoki, who was presiding over the battle in the Land of Fire, suddenly received an emergency report. When he opened the scroll, Yuhi was bloody in both eyes, and a Jinten particle style hit the 10,000-pound stone beside him, and the stone immediately turned into powder. Pass my order. Iwagakure village all withdraw from the territory of Fire Nation. We will not mobilize one soldier in this war. But, Lord Tsuchikage, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Konoha's strength is at an all-time low right now. If we drag on for a few more years, we won't have another chance when the next batch of ninjas grow up. Do you think I don't want to? The damned 3 generations of Raikage ruined our 10,000 best players. We've run out of troops. Another direction, I and Killer Bee of Kumogakure village also received information. What? You said that the 3 generations of Raikage died in battle. The Third Ninja War was originally a continuation of the last Ninja War, but now it ended because of a key turning point on the battlefield. The 3 generations of Raikage and more than 10,000 Kumogakure encountered each other, and both sides perished. Under by sus order, the Uchiha family did not reveal the real cause of death of the third generation of Raikage. Once the news of someone opening Mangekyo Sharingan in Uchiha is known to the top of Konoha, it will definitely arouse their suspicion, and it will lead to unnecessary trouble. When the Uchiha family performed the S-level mission, other battlefields in the Fire Kingdom were also very tragic. The Battle of Kanabi Bridge, the achievement of two Sharingan heroes, Uchiha Obito and Hatake Kakashi. Obito, who was originally killed in battle, was rescued underground. A new conspiracy begins. There's something wrong with this Shimura Danzo. This S-level mission is very strange. If it wasn't for Baisu possessing Mangekyo Sharingan, opening Susanoo, and the anti-sky ability of the Fruit of Time, they would have really become sheep's mouths, seeking their own death. Subconsciously, he doesn't really want to start a war with Konoha's high-level executives. It involves too much. Even if he wins, he accidentally beats Konoha into an empty shell, causing the surrounding shinobi village to covet. Another ninja war. A pity that Shimura Danzo's heart will never let it go. This despicable method will only be used on the Uchiha family again and again, until a disaster similar to the original plot occurs. There is a pair of Yui-colored eyes staring at him, and he always has to pay back when he comes out, and the darkness of the ninja world is no exception. Chapter 23 Obito's Ambition. Konoha Shinobi Village. Where the leaves are flying, the fire will continue to grow. The fire will continue to illuminate the village and allow the new leaves to sprout. 3 generations of Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen personally presided over the memorial service, and the protagonists were Uchiha Obito and Yuanyi Rin, who died in the Battle of Kanabi Bridge. The brutal war forced the group of children to take to the battlefield as well, and as a result, Yuanyi Rin was made into a tailed beast weapon, and Uchiha Obito became the mourned Sharingan hero. All the ninjas were in silence, and now the third ninja war has suddenly stopped, and the defense force in the village has reached its peak. As for the last S-level mission, Baisu did not ask for any credit. When reporting, he only said that the 3 generations of Raikage and the 10,000 Iwagakure army perished together. They only played a small role in it. Say something. His master Mangekyo Sharingan does not want to be known to outsiders. The people in the village are very afraid of this kind of power. After all, Uchiha Madara almost destroyed the entire Konoha. Once the high level gets this news, I am afraid that they will immediately organize people to clean up Uchiha. He is confident to protect himself, but he cannot guarantee the safety of other clansmen, including Uchiha Makoto and Itachi, whose strength has not reached the Super Kage level, and it is very dangerous once they fall into the land of the dead. Master Patriarch, do you need to take back Hatake Kakashi's eyes? Sharingan is the symbol of our clan, and according to clan rules, it is not allowed to fall into the hands of outsiders. Uchiha Tekka, as Baisu's confidant, asked in secret words in his ear. Tekka is referring to the Sharingan that Uchiha Obito gave to Hatake Kakashi, before he died. The two of them started Mangekyo Sharingan at the same time after witnessing the tragic death of Yuanyi Rin. Pity that Hatake Kakashi has no blood succession limit. Although he can use Kamui after transplanting a Mangekyo Sharingan, the consumption of chakra has doubled exponentially. Although he has won the title of Copy Ninja, his strength has also stopped below Kage level all the year round. No need, an exception will not affect the clan rules. This is also the wish of the little hero. Baisu shook his head and rejected his subordinate's proposal. A bloody eye is really insignificant, especially now as a special period. If they really ask Hatake Kakashi for Sharingan, they will attract the rejection of most people. Smart move. Hatake Kakashi is different from Shimura Danzo. Kakashi is a decent character. Although he also works in Anbu, he was not brainwashed by Danzo, nor did he do anything dangerous to Uchiha in the original plot. After the memorial service was over, Baisu noticed a little space fluctuation in the grove, and with his eyesight he just saw the black hole closing. Time and space ninjutsu. You can go in and out of Konoha as soon as you open your eyes. Interesting ability. As a traveler, he is familiar with the plot of the Hokage world. After Uchiha Obito gave Kakashi a Sharingan, he did not die, but was rescued by Uchiha Madara. Uchiha Madara plots a shocking conspiracy, and Obito is just a pawn in his hands to prepare for his return to the top. Obito came here because of his nostalgia for Rin, but he would not show his face. After opening Mangekyo Sharingan, his heart was completely occupied by darkness. He believed Uchiha Madara's words, disrupted and reorganized the world, and established a new world with only laughter and laughter. World. It seems that the people of the Uchiha family always misestimate their own abilities, always take the responsibility of rebuilding the world on themselves, and eventually embark on a road to perdition. Fortunately, Baisu has no such ideological burden, and he just wants to take this set. At the end of the doll game, become the largest nesting doll and complete the main task. At present, his ability is not afraid of Obito, but Obito's master's time and space ability is first class in escape ability. If the other party wants to run away, he really doesn't have many ways to keep him. After all, he pays the least attention to various attribute points. The thing is speed. Continue to earn achievements in the next days. Konoha won't stay calm forever. If you can get that treasure armor with 1,000 achievement rewards, you should be able to walk sideways in the Hokage world. The treasure armor he cares about is the going chain armor. In the original book, it is the treasure of the East Blue Dragon Palace. Although it is much worse than the Dinghai Shenzhen, it is enough to make Tai immortal. The true realm of Sun Wukong in Journey to the West is probably in Tai. Immortals left and right moving treasures. In the Hokage world, only the level of the most peak combat power 6 paths immortals barely involves the realm of immortals. The time-space channel appeared again, but the location was changed to the territory of the Land of Rain, which is a weak and small country that has been in turmoil all the year round. A young man walked out of it, wearing a black robe marked with auspicious clouds on his body, with a Uzumaki-shaped mask on his face, and his only bloody Yuhi-colored eyes had a pressing aura. This is Uchiha Obito, Akatsuki's supreme while at present, Madara has arranged many things, just waiting for him to push. What was the result of the expedition to Konoha? In the shadow of the cave came two figures. One was Pain Heavenly Path controlled by Uzumaki Nagato, and the other was Conan, codenamed White Tiger. Pain Heavenly Path is a doll controlled by Rinnegan's ability. The doll used by Heavenly Path is called Yahiko, which is extremely important to Uzumaki Nagato and the founder of Akatsuki. Conan is one of Akatsuki's elders. Her senses are not as strong as Pain's, and the origami on her arm begins to disappear after discovering Uchiha Obito's traces, returning to its original state. This world is hypocritical and spurned. Konoha is also a bunch of mediocrity and cannot save the world. We need to create an ideal world without war and eternal peace. Obito still hasn't said a word, that is, there is no Rin in this world, only in infinite Tsukuyomi will Rin be resurrected, and he wants to create a world with Rin. We agree with this ideal, but the question is, how to achieve it? Pain Heavenly Path and Conan looked at each other and asked. Step 1. Gather a lot of money to prepare for the future. The second step, establish a mercenary organization that does not belong to any country, provoke some small wars, first monopolize the war commissions of small countries at low prices, increase the scale of wars, and then break the ninja system of big countries and monopolize all wars. Step 3. Conquer the world with tailed beast weapons, resurrect the 10 tails, use the super large demonic illusion Infinite Tsukuyomi, let the world fall into a dream, and achieve eternal peace. The fallen Uchiha clan is horrible, now Uchiha Obito has gone completely crazy and caught in a deception. Infinite Tsukuyomi will not achieve true peace. This spell is to release the goddess of Mao, who is sealed in the moon Otsutsuki Kagaya. Chapter 24 Make God. At present, this goddess of Mao is the mastermind behind the Hokage world, and the largest nesting doll. Even Uchiha Madara has been fooled. We have recruited a group of S-rank missing nin, and raising money can be done slowly. But now that the Ninja World War has just subsided, how should the countries be in chaos? Pain thought about it for a long time and found that this plan can completely convince himself that his wish can be realized in a total of 3 steps, and he is willing to give everything for it. Let's start with Konoha. I'm going to mess up that hypocritical place. Just wait for my word. Uchiha Obito's eyes have long been devoid of emotion. He has thought about several plans, but he has not yet chosen which one to implement. Chaos or not, Konoha has the final say. When the first generation of Hokage was alive, other countries dared not even give a shit. To make the situation in the ninja world chaotic, we must eradicate Konoha's high-end combat power and eliminate the scruples of other ninja villages. Heart. Konoha. The achievements of D-level tasks and C-level tasks are almost the same, and it's time to do tasks above B-level. During this time, Baisu often went to the mission hall, and has successfully developed the receptionist into his own little fangirl. The big murderer Loli will organize the tasks according to his own needs, and some simple B-level tasks will be sent to him first, such as tasks that require long-term business trips, such as espionage in neighboring countries, are prioritized last. Lord Kun, the third ninja war is over, why are you busier than usual? I made dessert, eat more of it. The most difficult thing to accept is the grace of beauty. These days, Uchiha Makoto's complexion is obviously much more moist than Yuhi's before, and even his cooking skills have improved. Just after lunch, he brought a basket of desserts not long after. Cough cough. It's my honor to be able to contribute to the village. Just as Baisu was dealing with his wife's good intentions, a dark shadow landed in the yard. This was a Jonin of the Uchiha clan, Uchiha Tekka. Lord Patriarch, there is news from the inside that the third-generation Hokage wants to recommend Namikaze Minato to become the fourth-generation Hokage at the patriarchal meeting. Uchiha Tekka sent a secret letter to him. As a ninja, the ability to collect information is very important. Under his instigation, the Uchiha family began to increase investment in the intelligence department, and the method was much more secretive than before. Namikaze Minato. What record does that guy have to be in Hokage? He raised his brows, thinking that he could rest for a while and live a life of a hot Kong with his wife and children, but he didn't expect a change so soon. 3 generations of Hokage is getting older and older, and it is natural to find a successor, but the problem is that Orochimaru has always been the prince, appointed by the 3 generations for the past 10 years. Kill 40 people. Uchiha Tekka replied respectfully, this number is Namikaze Minato's victory in the Ninja World War, and most of the enemies come from the Battle of Canopy Bridge. 40 people. It is undeniable that the Yellow Flash is really strong and is a banner figure of the younger generation, but it is really a bit difficult to do it just by looking at the record. The Konoha White Fang of that year defeated Sannin by himself and shocked the countries, but only got half of it. Hokage sleeves. What is Namikaze Minato? Baisu has no desire for the position of Hokage, but after hearing this news, he can only think of 2 words, making a god. I'm afraid the high-level Konoha has already exploded. I see, don't spread the word about this, let them grab the Hokage seat, and Uchiha won't get involved. By the way, have you found the genius Uchiha I asked you to contact? Baisu waved his hand, but there is no expression on the surface. The Uchiha family still needs to endure for a while. Once they are on the cusp of the storm, there may be accidents. Too many people are wary of the Uchiha family. Uchiha Tekka. Uchiha Shisui has been contacted, but he is now in the roots of Shimura Danzo, often performing some secret missions, and there are people in the clan who doubt his position. Don't worry about the issue of position, arrange a meeting between the 2 of us as soon as possible, and I will talk to him. Baisu waved his hand. Now is the time to hire people. Uchiha Shisui is a rare talent and has the potential to open Mangekyo Sharingan. Uchiha Shisui is a descendant of Uchiha Kagami, a bit like Itachi. He had a Hokage-like way of thinking at a very young age. He inherited the will of fire and chose to hone in the roots. What's the matter with you? Baisu saw that Tekka hesitated for a long time, and seemed to have some words that he didn't know how to say, so he took the initiative to ask. Lord Patriarch, you killed 3 generations of Reikage. In terms of merit, your strength is much stronger than that of Namikaze Minato. The position of Hokage should belong to you. Tekka expressed everyone's heart. Mangekyo Sharingan is a legendary power, and Uchiha Madara relied on this power to exhaust Senju Hashirama's vitality. Although Senju Hashirama won the final battle, he died within a few years. But before he could finish his words, he found that Tomo in the Patriarch's pupils had once again turned into a blade shape. A terrifying murderous aura enveloped him, his mind was blank, and he couldn't even move. It was the first time since he became a Jonin. So close to death. Listen to me, the cause of death of the 3rd generation of Reikage is not allowed to be disclosed by anyone. When someone asks, they say that they perished with 10,000 ninjas in the village of Iwagakure, and it has nothing to do with us. The Uchiha family still needs to be patient. Blindly arrogant will only provoke the enemy. The time is not yet ripe. Anyone who dares to drag their feet will live under these eyes forever. Vaisus' words made Tekka shudder, and nodded quickly in agreement. Although he didn't quite understand the word forbearance, the order of the Patriarch must be obeyed absolutely. Lord Kun, did the Hawks in the clan force you to act? After Tekka left, Uchiha Makoto frowned slightly, and the Uchiha family was not monolithic, roughly divided into Hawks and moderates. The Hawks inherited the thinking of Uchiha Madara and are quite dissatisfied with the treatment of the current ethnic group in Konoha. As one of the 2 ninja tribes who founded Konoha, why is there no Hokage? Moderates are those who have inherited the will of fire. They put Konoha's interests first and can sacrifice their lives for the village at any time. Even if Uchiha is opposed to the village, they will most likely stand on the side of the village, such as those killed in war. Uchiha Kagami et al. Makoto doesn't participate in the affairs of the clan, and just wants to be a good wife and husband, but she has also heard some rumors these days, and she is afraid that her husband will be pulled into Uzumaki. P.S. Hello everyone, this book is updated with 2 chapters every day, and it will be updated if you ask for leave. I hope you can help me with some collections, thank you. Chapter 25 Prince's Battle. Don't worry, Tekka isn't a hawk, he just reminded me. No one in this world can force me to do anything. Baisu took Makoto into his arms, feeling the amazing elasticity of the plump young woman, and her words revealed strong confidence. Konoha, Hokage Meeting Room. Sarutobi, do you really want to do this? Orochimaru is a disciple you trained by yourself. He has been gifted since childhood, and he has made great contributions on the battlefield. All of us think he will be the next one. Hokage. There was a hint of cunning in Shimura Danzo's unwrapped gauze eyes. He was obviously very concerned about this matter, but he showed a feeling of being sarcastic. Orochimaru has always been a prince status in Konoha, and today Sarutobi Hiruzen proposes to establish another prince that no one thought of. And Konoha's top executives were all present, with the exception of Shimura Danzo, senior advisors Homura Mitokado, Kaharu Udatane, and others. Kaharu Udatane. Namikaze Minato. This kid is too young and doesn't have enough achievements. Isn't it an exaggeration to promote him to the position of the 4th generation Hokage? After all, Konoha White Fang only got half of the Hokage back then. It's just sleeves. Namikaze Minato stopped the Iwagakure army in the Battle of Kanabi Bridge, and scared the Abe brothers away in another battlefield. The Kumogakure army was defeated by itself, and the name of the Yellow Flash made the enemy frightened, and it was no less than the Konoha White Fang of the year. Sarutobi Hiruzen insisted on his own opinion. He had a reason why he had to do it, and it was precisely because the master had accurate information that he hurriedly convened a meeting of the elders at the end of the war. Humph. Yellow Flash. This name is the one that you specially hired to promote, right? You and I both know that those war exploits are just gold. How easy is it to create Konoha in the 1st generation? When you kill 40 people. Is it an achievement? The retreat of the Kumogakure and Iwagakure armies is because the 3 generations of Raikage and 10,000 Iwagakure perished together, and they had to withdraw. We won't recognize a god like you. Shimura Danzo's words are very heavy, but it does point to the pain point of the 3 generations of Hokage. Namikaze Minato is indeed a talented ninja, and his strength has reached Kage level, but his shortcomings are obvious and his qualifications are too shallow. Isn't it good for young people to have more experience? Now let Namikaze Minato take the position of the 4th generation of Hokage, which is a bit like rushing the ducks to the shelves. Danzo, this is the Hokage meeting room. Don't think you can erase the achievements of the younger generation with just a few words. 3rd generation of Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen was instantly angry, and his eyes became extremely dangerous. He was an amiable old man on weekdays, and he could get along with the children of the ninja school, and he was rarely angry to this extent. I just follow the will of the 1st generation and the 2nd generation. The face of Konoha represented by Hokage is clearly superior to Orochimaru than credit, strength, prestige. You're right, this is the Hokage meeting room. But that doesn't mean that Hokage can decide everything over us. Needle pointed at Maming. Shimura Danzo's words made the conference room smell like gunpowder. Ahem. Sarutobi, can you tell me why you did this? At this time, Homura Mitokado came out to smooth the game. Everyone has lived for so many years, and their eyelashes are empty. It is obvious that the interests of Shimura Danzo and Sarutobi Hiruzen have conflicted. However, the two have been fighting since childhood, and they have been used to it for a long time. I have mastered the exact information. Orochimaru's mind has been corrupted by the darkness of Konoha. This kind of person can be used as a weapon, but he must not be on the throne of Hokage. The 4 generations of Hokage must be the heirs of the will of fire. Only people like Namikaze Minato can lead the village to the light. Sarutobi Hiruzen took a deep breath and slowly revealed an astonishing secret. The elders in the conference room were startled, and they all turned their attention to Shimura Danzo as if they had just woken up from a big dream. Konoha's dark. Isn't there a being called the darkness of the ninja world in the conference room? 3 generations of Hokage means. Shimura Danzo doesn't know by what means controlled Orochimaru, or the two have reached some kind of agreement. This approach crosses the line. Everyone knows what Root and Shimura Danzo represent, assuming that 4 generations of Hokage become Root's puppet. I'm afraid most people don't want to see this situation. At this time, Shimura Danzo rarely chose to remain silent. He said it for the sake of it. If he quarreled again, he would tear his face. If the 3rd generation of Hokage really showed evidence, what would he do? As usual, we need a vote on this kind of thing. So, let's start now. Hand up for Namikaze Minato to be the Hokage candidate. Kaharu Udatane had a serious expression. She took a deep breath, and immediately raised her hand after speaking. 1 vote for Sarutobi Hiruzen, 1 vote for Homura Mitokado. Voted, the decision was passed almost unanimously, and only Shimura Danzo opposed it. No way, who made him the darkness of the ninja world? They were all comrades fighting side by side for decades, but since Shimura Danzo founded the Root and took the initiative to bear most of Konoha's darkness, everyone has a lot less personal friendship with him. The vote has been passed. Given that the Ninja World War is currently in the final stage, I will hold a conference in the near future to announce that Namikaze Minato has been selected for the position of the 4th generation of Hokage. Sarutobi Hiruzen's plan has been reached. This move is a righteous annihilation of relatives, which directly cuts off Shimura Danzo's delusions. He has a deep understanding of Shimura Danzo and will never let him indirectly master Hokage rights. Orochimaru is his proud student, and he has put a lot of effort into it, and his expectations are naturally high. Originally, he thought that Orochimaru would follow the path he had paved and ascend to the position of the 4th generation of Hokage all the way. Who would have thought that the bastard lost his way and got on Shimura Danzo's thief ship? Even so, he never gave up Orochimaru. He thinks this is also a kind of training. It doesn't matter if young people take more detours, gold will always shine. Wait, in order to ensure the fairness of the election, I think a few more outstanding young people should be selected to compete for the position of Hokage. Hokage has not decided. Shimura Danzo didn't give up, even in such a disadvantaged form, he still had to fight back. Okay, I allow you to recommend a candidate, and we will vote again at the next meeting. 3 generations of Hokage gave Danzo a cold look. He didn't do anything too seriously, considering Danzo's face and strength, and gave the other party a glimmer of hope. After the meeting of the elders, Shimura Danzo came to Orochimaru's laboratory alone, where cruel experiments were carried out every day, but the darkness was covered up by Danzo. The matter of you and me was discovered by the 3 generations of Hokage. It is no longer safe here. It is time to give up this stronghold. During this time, we should not communicate with each other, lest we be caught and cause greater losses. By the way, I have something to inform you in advance. The result of the vote at the old cabinet meeting has come out. Namikaze Minato will replace you to inherit the position of the 4th generation of Hokage. It will soon become a fact. Chapter 26 Evil Lab. Things must know how to choose. Shimura Danzo speaks without any hesitation, and tells Orochimaru everything directly. He very much hopes that the latest research of Orochi Pill can be used for himself, such as transplanting more blood-round eyes, such as the application of Mokuden wood-style cells. All of this must be based on the premise of safety. Once the 3 generations of Hokage catch his current situation, his losses will be extremely heavy, and he cannot afford this risk. Shimura Danzo, I have brought the words, you can do it yourself. The laboratory returned to terrifying tranquility. Orochimaru stopped the research in his hands, his narrow pupils contracted violently, and he still hadn't digested the news brought by Shimura Danzo. Namikaze Minato, 3 generations of Hokage. Damn old man, what the hell did you do? An angry roar sounded, the airtight container shattered, an unknown liquid flowed all over the ground, and there was a dry corpse inside, which was deformed due to the failure of the Mokuden wood-style experiment. Orochimaru, who kept saying that he was not interested in Hokage, turned out to be gaps. Just like a child who was robbed of his own lollipop, this child spoiled by 3 generations of Hokage since childhood gave all the hatred in his heart to his master. Although Princess Tsunade is the heir of the Senju family, she is a woman after all, and she is addicted to gambling. As the prince of Konoha for so many years, he never doubted that he would ascend to the position of Hokage, but it changed overnight. His dear teacher abolished his identity and established another unknown boy. Namikaze Minato, with only 40 kills. How humiliating. He wants to take it all back. Until he has researched the mysteries of immortality, the truth of the world. He wants his teacher to take a good look, how absurd a Hokage is in front of these things. Konoha, Mission Hall. Utsunomiya, I heard that the Patriarch of Uchiha is interested in you, is it true? Then it goes without saying, you look at her face as Yuhi, she is a cage-level dignified person, why do you have to do these low-level tasks? I'm really willing to lower myself in order to chase girls. Wow, really, it's the first day that I know such a great news, but Master Baisus' wife is also a powerful female ninja, you have to be careful. Cut, what about the female ninja? It's not that she has retired from the first-line husband and godson. The status of Utsunomiya's sister is still up to Master Baisu. Are you right? Most of the people working in the mission hall are related to the high-level officials of Konoha. Some of them also graduated from the ninja school, but their strength will not improve if they stay at the genin level. Trigrams will not work. What are you talking about? I don't understand at all. Lord Baisu really cares about the weak and will only come to take on low-level tasks. A fierce loli was so ashamed that Yuhi was ashamed among the women. During this period of time, she spent a lot of personal time in private to help Baisu organize tasks. It was naturally a bit abnormal for her colleagues to see her. Ninjas are detached beings in the Hokage world. Which woman does not want to marry a strong man and enjoy the respect and admiration of the villagers? Even if she is young, she can bear it completely. It happens that this woman has a very good appearance, 17 or 18 years old. It is the age of begonia. Hello, help me hand over the task some time ago. At this moment, a magnetic voice sounded. Patriarch Uchiha himself came in person, and the group of women immediately closed their mouths. Ah, Master Baisu, I'll be fine right away. Utsunomiya raised his head and saw a divine light flashing in the eyes of the person who came. He stood up to receive the mission book, and the great evil jumped up and down, attracting the eyes of countless satyrs in the mission hall. She still hasn't figured out her own mind. Does she really admire this powerful ninja? How many missions above B rank are there now? Baisu didn't care about the hot eyes of women. As long as men have strength and status, they will meet passionate women wherever they go. After returning from the S-rank quest, he has been brushing the B-rank quest, and has already achieved a lot of related achievements. When these achievements and quests are completed, he should consider brushing other than Konoha, such as the quest about Akatsuki. Many, close to the main quest, and the rewards are also very generous. There are relatively few releases above the B level. The war is basically over at present, and many of this level are arranged by the adults of Anbu. Utsunomiya pushed the frame of his glasses, with long wavy hair, black silk show legs, an amazing career line, and a face with a little baby fat. The combination of intelligence, maturity and immaturity is full of lethality. At this time, Baisu found a piece of information on this woman's attribute card. 90% favorability, ambiguous relationship. He felt a little unclear. So, is it so easy to get good feelings? This is too exaggerated. He and Utsunomiya have only known each other for a while, and it is basically a work relationship, and his friendship with Uchiha Makoto is only 100%. Master Baisu, are you the head of Uchiha? Master Baisu, please save my child. Last night I dreamed that the child was calling me in the water, and he said he was very uncomfortable. A young woman in the waiting table seemed to recognize Baisu and rushed towards him. Due to her emotional excitement, she accidentally tripped herself and her chest was cut open by the corner of Baisu's clothes, revealing a large area of snow white. At the same time, he also received a system message. Ding! Meet the trigger conditions and you get the side quest, the Evil Lab. Konoha has an evil human laboratory. Find innocent children in it, and bring them back to their mothers. Destroying the laboratory rewards 100 magic points. Killing Orochimaru rewards 1000 magic points, and releasing Orochimaru rewards 500 chakra points. Mission failure penalty, none. You are. Baisu subconsciously caught the other party and touched a pair of heavy things with both hands, but he didn't think about it carefully. He didn't expect to do a good deed and get a side quest. This reward can be said to be very generous. Killing or letting go of the Orochimaru will give you different rewards. What are the consequences of these two choices? My lord, my husband is an ordinary ninja of the Uchiha clan. He died on the battlefield last time he performed a mission. But now my child has suddenly disappeared, and we live on the edge of the village. Mr. Patriarch, what are you doing? I am the master. The young woman raised her head, revealing a beautiful face. She was too sad. She had made dozens of trips to the mission hall in the past 10 days, and it could be seen that there was little effect, and encountering Baisu was like grabbing a life-saving straw. Chapter 27 Instant Shisui. Ma'am, you posted a C-level quest, and a ninja has already taken it. Mr. Baisu needs a B-level or higher quest. The staff including Utsunomiya hurriedly stepped forward to dissuade them, and they should not be rude to powerful ninjas, otherwise, there would be a lot of lessons learned. Are you a member of Uchiha's clan? I have taken over your mission, and I will do my best to bring the child back. Baisu stopped the staff. This kind of fat can't be sent away, and the reward for killing the 3-generation Raikage is only 1000 chakra energy points. From the perspective of combat power, 3 Orochi pills can't keep up with 1 Raikage. Besides, it was the children of the Uchiha clan who got lost. As the head of the clan, he couldn't just sit back and ignore it. Thinking of Orochimaru's series of disgusting experiments, his heart suddenly became heavy. Thanks to the patriarch, as long as you are willing to help, my child will be saved. The young woman hurriedly thanked her, and when she lowered her head, she realized that her demeanor was untidy, and her face was Yuhi's face, but the emotion in her heart was real. The Uchiha clan has a strict hierarchy, and their strength is respected. Her husband died, leaving behind orphans and widows, and they did not awaken the boundaries of blood. According to the chain of discrimination within the clan, they cannot call themselves Uchiha clansmen. I did not expect the patriarch to treat people so amiably. I'm going to collect information. I'll report to the mission hall if there is any progress. Please go back and rest first. Take care of yourself. Baisu nodded, and now he is full of energy. As far as he knows, the laboratory of Orochimaru was arranged by Shimura Danzo. The location is quite secret, and there is no relevant information even in the Uchiha clan. But there is someone who might be able to help him. Konoha suburb at night. A young ninja jumped to Baisu's side. He was wearing a dark high-necked short-sleeved shirt and a triangular protective gear. He was wearing the same color pants and leggings. There was the Uchiha national emblem on the back of his clothes. Carrying a small sword. I heard that your body snap technique is good, but it's true after seeing it today. A smile appeared on Baisu's face. This young man was Uchiha Shisui, a genius ninja of the Uchiha clan, who was known as Shinshi Shisui, the descendant of Uchiha Kagami, and the successor of the Will of Fire. I got an axe in front of the patriarch. I don't know why the Lord asked me to come. Uchiha Shisui is currently affiliated with the Root, and his mind has gone beyond the Uchiha clan, putting Konoha's interests first, and he is still a little wary of this conversation within the clan. However, when he saw Baisu himself, his mood suddenly relaxed. The other party had an aura that seemed to include all the stars in the universe, which made people feel unwittingly cordial. I want to know the exact location of Orochimaru's laboratory. Shimura Danzo cooperates with Orochimaru to conduct Tabu Mokuden, wood-style, research and human experiments, and the Uchiha family has frequently lost children, and things are very critical. You who bear the name of Uchiha, won't you refuse? Baisu came to Shisui's side and said directly. Instant Shisui is famous all over the world, but he is still a little immature in front of him. He is determined to win that laboratory. Sorry, I don't know what the patriarch said. I didn't stay at the Root for a long time. Most of the time, I followed the dispatch of the 3 generations of Hokage. After thinking calmly, Uchiha Shisui shook his head. This information was too shocking. Orochimaru is the prince of Konoha, so if he is united with Shimura Danzo, would that be great? He doesn't want the Uchiha family to conflict with the Root. He will bring the information to the 3 generations of Hokage. Please make a decision for the 3 generations. Maybe you don't know it yet. Konoha executives have already reported that Namikaze Minato will replace Orochimaru as the 4th generation of Hokage. That is, Orochimaru has become the abandoned son of the 3rd generation. For the current Orochimaru, that laboratory is evidence that must be destroyed. Guess what happens to the kidnapped children? Baisu still admired Shisui and continued to persuade him. Sorry, Patriarch. Unexpectedly, Uchiha Shisui still shook his head. In his values, the interests of those children are not as safe as Konoha's. Of course, after the conversation, he will immediately investigate Orochimaru's secret experiment and try to save the children tonight, but this cannot be done by Baisu, so as not to cause a conflict between Uchiha and Konoha. You kid, do you really want to force me to shoot? Konoha is above everything else in your heart, but in Konoha's eyes, what are you? There was no special expression on Baisu's face, but his voice was much colder. His eyes seemed to be able to see through a person's soul, and even Shisui felt a sense of oppression. Lord Patriarch, please believe me, I have never thought of being your enemy, please stop going. Uchiha Shisui took 2 steps back. Half of the seal was already formed in his hand, and his pupil strength was in the top 3 among the Uchiha clan, and his strength surpassed the level of Jonin. Shisui, take a good look at the world. Your so-called Hokage thinking is so naive. Over the top. Baisu's eyes turned bloody yuhi color. The 3 tomo connected together to form a blade-like shape. A terrifying pupil force slammed towards Uchiha Shisui, destroying the opponent's defense line almost instantly. Mangekyo Sharingan. Before Shisui's words were finished, he was hit by Mangekyo Sharingan's demonic illusion, and the scenes passed by his eyes like a slideshow, forcibly merged into his memory. In a spooky underground laboratory, huge bottles and jars are filled with children's bodies, carrying out painful Mokudan wood-style experiments. A pair of pale hands are inlaid with blood-round eyes, like a demon. Uchiha Rebellion, Koto Amatsukami, Late Night Eye. Only one breath left. I opened Susanoo with one eye and escaped the pursuit of the root ninja. Uchiha Shisui looked at the content in the picture and felt the same way. He couldn't help holding his head and knelt down on one knee. The experience was too real. He almost thought that his eyes had really been taken away. The trash is no different. What is this? Demonic illusion. Why did the patriarch make such a thing? Lifting the demonic illusion, Shisui exhaled heavily and stood up. He already had the answer in his mind, but he couldn't believe it was true. That's your future, and as long as you stay on the sidelines, this kind of change is possible in the world. Come with me, witness the darkness of Konoha. Tonight is a precious lesson for you. Baisu pulled Shisui into demonic illusion. He quickly found the suspected laboratory locations from the other party's memory. There were 3 locations in total, and they could be found quickly by the elimination method. Chapter 28 Science and Snakes. The future. This future must not be allowed to happen. Uchiha Shisui broke out in a cold sweat. He was not afraid of death, but he was afraid that his death would be worthless, and that his eyes would be taken away and used to achieve some ulterior motives. When he came back to his senses, he found that Baisu had already gone far, and quickly followed up with the telekinesis. While the two were searching, the laboratory where Orochimaru was in had already experienced a storm. Orochimaru, you have been arrested. The 3 generations of Hokage-sama are here. Don't be stubborn. Watch out. He's got poison on his darts. A series of screams sounded. These elite Anbu ninjas were the guards of the 3 generations of Hokage, but they had no chance of winning against Orochimaru, one of the Sannin, and turned into corpses in less than a few minutes. Sarutobi, quote. What the hell are you hesitating about? This guy has already betrayed Konoha. Let's do it. Don't let your reputation be ruined here. A huge anthropomorphic ape, holding Kiba, loudly called for the 3 generations of Hokage to rescue. It is a psychic beast, named the King of the Monkeys. Ape Demon, with the indestructible body of King Kong, can be transformed into a King Kong wishful stick. It can also cooperate with the user to switch the form locally at any time as needed during the battle, and can also use ninjutsu with hand seal. Now it was suppressed by the 10,000 snakes summoned by Orochimaru, and the poisonous Kiba of the 10,000 snakes bit down. If its body was not very like a Vajra, the venom alone would be enough for it to drink a pot. This time, the 3 generations of Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen could never kill him. He devoted countless efforts to Orochimaru, and he wanted to train the other party to become a good person. If he shot, he would kill one of his own sons. He couldn't bear this kind of pain. Just now, he had 10,000 ways to stop Orochimaru's attack, but he finally chose to do nothing and watch his subordinates die tragically under Orochimaru's Kiba. A race. Perhaps in his heart, the lives of those subordinates are far less important than the safety of Orochimaru. Other words, he wanted to let Orochimaru go today. In order to prevent leaks, he could only choose to end the lives of his subordinates in this way. Even Hokage would not dare to let go of a sentence at will. This is a blasphemy to the village. Bloody smell. Baisu caught the location of the laboratory in time, and reached out to stop Shisui's figure. They all sensed what happened just now. You hide here, you don't need to interfere in tonight's affairs, you just need to watch. He reached out his hand to stop Uchiha Shisui's figure, and rushed in alone. The show is about to begin. ... Humph. It looks like you don't have the will to fight. My dear teacher. Orochimaru licked her lips with her tongue and said softly. He stepped on the ape demon's head and looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen defiantly, like an angry child questioning his parents, but the method was countless times bloodier. Why do you have to make such a fuss? Mokuden wood style is a forbidden technique, and the village has already ordered it. You shouldn't. Sarutobi Hiruzen's voice has become extremely old, and all his efforts have been wasted. He never imagined that his disciple would become a missing nin. Become extremely sensitive and vulnerable. He originally thought that the seat of the fourth generation of Hokage would become the whetstone for Orochimaru, but he did not expect to directly grind this disciple to waste. Now the best result is that Orochimaru can escape the pursuit of the Konoha troops. Life. Ha ha ha. Old antique, do you really think everyone cares about Hokage as much as you do? You can't stop me anymore. I want to pursue the truth of the world, pass all Akatsuki's ninjutsu, and gain longevity. ... Orochimaru sneered nervously and controlled the snake to slam the monkey demon against the wall. He lost his temper at the third generation of Hokage and regained some sanity. Now that he is a Konoha missing nin, he must escape from Konoha's encirclement as soon as possible while the third generation can't bear to deal with him. Otherwise, it will be difficult to escape with his strength. Orochimaru, do you want to leave like this? Stay and explain. Lay plow hot knife. At this time, a majestic voice came. Orochimaru was hit by a huge impact force in the middle before he could react. His body smashed a big hole on the ground, and he didn't get up for a long time. Wan Shi sensed that his master was in trouble, and his ferocity became fierce. Bastard. Do you want to dance too? A long knife appeared, white light flashed, and the huge snake head separated from the body and fell to the ground. All this happened between the lightning and flint, so that even the three generations of Hokage could not react. Orochimaru and Wan Shi, 1 death and 1 injury. Raiden, thunder style. You. Baisu. Third generation Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen is extremely wonderful. He can freely use the 7 chakra attributes. Grandmaster Konoha has all the ninjutsu, and enjoys the title of ninjutsu professor, but he was taught a lesson today. Didn't the Uchiha family use Kaden, fire style? When did Raiden, thunder style, become so amazing? And the fighting technique should be the famous stunt of the 3 generations of Raikage. Damn, ninja. Orochimaru didn't expect the retribution to come so quickly. Baisu does not belong to the third generation of Hokage's personal guard. Why is the news so well informed? He didn't have time to think about these issues. The most important thing now is to escape for his life. There was a serious error in the information in his mind. Baisu's strength is definitely not as simple as quasi-cage level. When he lowered his head, that murderous aura was like a substance, making one dare not look directly at it. Fighting to the death. Your every move has nowhere to go under these eyes. Surrender to the power of Uchiha's pupils. Orochimaru. The blood-colored pupils instantly controlled Orochimaru's actions with demonic illusion. His seal was halfway immobile. A demon knife was inserted between his soft underbelly, and he found that his strength and chakra were constantly losing. Originally, Baisu didn't hate Orochi pills to such an extent, but as soon as he entered the laboratory, he found those little figures trapped in the container, and there were not many living mouths left. The research of Orochi pills is mainly about Mokuden, wood-style, forbidden technique and Sharingan, so the Uchiha family became the focus of attention, and grievances filled every corner of the laboratory. Privately study forbidden technique, kill companions, betray Konoha. Orochimaru, tonight is your day of death, go to hell to repent. Thank you Wang Jielingtian for the 5 monthly passes. Thank you Han Chan for the reward. Thank you two guys. Chapter 29 Make Skin with a Tiger. Orochimaru has cage-level strength, but was restrained to death under Sharingan's demonic illusion. The demon sword Muramasa also has the effect of absorbing blood and soul, which makes his power continue to weaken. But he's not a stupid psychic beast like 10,000 snakes, and he's far from being pushed to the limit as a Hokage Frankenstein. Hasn't it become Orochi with white scales yet? It seems that this kid's patience is not as simple as it seems. Baisu did not despise Orochimaru. After all, he is a strong cage-level person and will not die easily. According to him, Orochimaru transformed his body into a white-scale Orochi through a forbidden experiment. It has become a poisonous snake with a strong ability to save lives. As long as a small snake escapes, it can survive. But Orochimaru still wanted to preserve his strength at the juncture of life and death. He turned his eyes to his teacher, did not speak, just looked at the other party like this. Sure enough, the 3 generations of Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen couldn't help it. Stop, Ruyi bang gusty wind. With a wave of his hand, the psychic beast and ape demon transformed into the King Kong Ruyi stick. Combining the futon wind style ninjutsu with the King Kong Ruyi stick, the Ruyi stick turned in place and created a strong wind, trying to push Uchiha Fugaku away. Grab the Orochimaru. Kaden, fire style. Great fireball jutsu. Cold to Isho, this old guy really took the bait. He squeezed a few seals at random, and spit out a huge fireball from his mouth, offsetting the futon wind style of the 3rd generation of Hokage. Hand seal to use ninjutsu at all, as long as the blue bar is enough, no matter what level of ninjutsu, it can be instant cast. 3 generations of Hokage, what does this mean? Are you trying to cover up this missing nin? He pretended not to know why. You are not part of Anbu's law enforcement team and are not qualified to execute Orochimaru. 3 generations of Hokage sank. Tonight's events had come to an end. I didn't expect to kill a roadblock in the middle of the road, and the other ninjas were nothing. The patriarch of the Uchiha family was enough to make him deal with it with all his strength. That's out of the question. I'm the captain of the guard team. I can handle any incidents that threaten Konoha's safety, not to mention that your disciples stole the children of the Uchiha family. By the way, maybe I can hand Orochimaru into the hands of the torture madman Ibiki, and it would be better to kill him after going through various punishments. Baisu turned a blind eye to the threat of the 3rd generation, and turned the demon knife in his hand gently, and Orochimaru couldn't help but groan immediately. 3 generations of Hokage, enough. What conditions do you need to let him go? The young man just took a detour. He has also contributed a lot to Konoha. Conditions. Let me think about it. I heard that you are going to abdicate. The seat of the 4th generation of Hokage is still vacant. How about I take over? Baisu deliberately created problems for the 3rd generation. The reward for letting go of Orochi pills is 500 less mana than for killing them. It would not be a loss if you could change the 4th generation of Hokage. There are still several side quests for Orochi pills. Kind of a pity. Your contribution to Konoha is not up to Hokage's standards, but with my instigation, the difficulty will be greatly reduced. It is also possible to become a 4th generation Hokage. 3 generations of Hokage didn't finish talking, but first drew a big pie for Baisu, stabilized it, and saved Orochimaru's life. As for whether it will succeed in the future, who knows? After all, the fame of the Yellow Flash has spread throughout the ninja world. So, you and I are allies. The righteousness of the 3 generations of Hokage-sama is really impressive. A hint of surprise flashed in Baisu's eyes. The 3rd generation of Hokage was short enough to finally agree to his previous conditions. Although it was only a verbal promise, the 3rd generation's weakness was in his hands from now on. Not even Hokage can afford it. Unless the 3rd generation can quietly end his life. Unfortunately, the other party does not have such strength. Did you hear that? You have a good teacher, and you will not hesitate to ruin your reputation in order to save you. Get out of here. Let me meet you next time. and it can only be considered bad luck for you. Baisu kicked Orochimaru more than 10 meters away and said sarcastically. He knew that the reason why Orochimaru did not resist was to preserve his strength, but this trick was not worth his attention. Even if this pair of master and apprentice joined forces today, he had the confidence to defeat them. Orochimaru struggled to get up, glared at Baisu, turned his head and ran away. He killed Anbu's members. It is estimated that a team has already arrived. He must race against time to escape Konoha before the encirclement is formed. 3 generations. No one noticed that there was a figure of a young man hidden in a big tree in front of the laboratory. It was Uchiha Shisui. He witnessed the darkness of the 3 generations of Hokage with his own eyes, and the worldview was almost broken. It turned out that this was the village he and his father desperately guarded. It turned out that this was the dignified Hokage. After Orochimaru escaped, Baisu immediately rescued the children in the sealed container. Most of the children here were forced to undergo Mokuden, wood-style, cell experiments. Lost some of its vitality. The child of the young woman who was anxiously waiting in the mission hall was luckier and had not yet been tested. Sharingan. After Baisu found out that the child had witnessed the tragic death of the same clan, his emotions were stimulated and he opened the blood wheel eye. Once the bloodline boundary of the Uchiha clan was opened, he would suddenly become a genius, and the lowest achievement in the future would be Jonin. Thank you, the patriarch, for saving us. After the boy was rescued, he quickly thanked him. He and his mother lived on the fringes of the village and were accustomed to the warmth and affection of human beings, so he could remain sensible in this situation. No thanks, it was your mother's persistence that saved you. She stayed in the mission hall for a long time and contacted me by chance. There is darkness and light in this world. Make good use of your eyes, and repay your mother in the future when the conditions are good. Baisu touched the child's head. The world is cruel, but there are a lot of preferential treatment for geniuses. After awakening the blood wheel eye, the living conditions of the mother and son will change dramatically. At least they don't have to be pushed to the edge of the village. As for his responsibility, it is to protect the Uchiha family from being swallowed by the darkness of Konoha. Mother. I see, Lord Patriarch. The bitterness of his mother these days appeared in the boy's mind. Tomo disappeared from his pupils, and his blood-colored eyes returned to normal. The power of the Uchiha family was mysterious and powerful, on the path of destruction. Soon, Anbu's chasing team arrived, and a few people were assigned to help transfer the living child, and the others began to chase down Orochimaru's footsteps. Chapter 30. In these days, who is a traveler and still has a hand seal. Ding! Congratulations to the host for completing the mission, Evil Lab, and get bonus mana cap plus 600. Ding! The host released Orochimaru and became an ally with the 3 generations of Hokage, meeting the hidden conditions and triggering the side quest. Mission 1. Ascend the position of the 4th generation of Hokage and change the fate of the Uchiha family's demise. Unknown reward, no penalty for failure. Task 2. Collect tailed beasts. The 6 Paths Immortals divided the power of the fruit of the God Tree into 9 tailed beasts. Collecting all of them can exchange for a complete fruit of the God Tree, which can increase a lot of magic power. No penalty for failure. Looking at a series of side quests, Baisu frowned. The reward for collecting tailed beasts is good, but most of the tailed beasts are in the body of the human Jinchuriki column force, and the person who loses the tailed beast will also lose their vitality, and Kyubi 9 Tails people Jinchuriki column force Uzumaki Shinkuna and his wife Uchiha Makoto seem to have a good personal relationship. Other tailed beasts are also the most important weapons in the village. Capturing tailed beasts is equivalent to starting a war with various countries. This task cannot be achieved for the time being. 3rd generation of Hokage brought Baisu to Hokage's office. The two formed an ostensible ally, and some details still need to be discussed. To be honest, the power of the Uchiha clan is very strong. If they can always stand on the same front as the village, I would also welcome it. But you also know what Uchiha Madara did to the village, and the Hawks headed by Shimura Danzo hate the Uchiha people very much. You want to be a fourth-generation Hokage, that's the biggest hurdle. 3 generations of Hokage have returned to their former wisdom. He has served as Hokage for so many years, but his wrist is still very powerful. In recent years, Shimura Danzo's inflated ambition has made him feel threatened. If he can tie the Uchiha family to the chariot, his status will be even greater. Firm and unshakable. You mean, I'm not getting any benefits, and I have to be a free thug to help you contain Shimura Danzo? Forget it, this job is over, I'll go out and help Anbu get Orochimaru back. Baisu shook his head. These elderly guys are more savvy than each other, they are ready to send themselves with a blank check, and the appearance is too ugly. Although he originally regarded Shimura Danzo as his enemy, 1 yardage is 1 yardstick, and this cannot be a condition of negotiation. Wait, you give me some time, I can give you a chance to compete with Namikaze Minato for the 4th Hokage position, but the forces led by Shimura Danzo will definitely oppose it at that time, you better be prepared. 3 generations of Hokage became serious. Considering Baisu's strength and status, he must endure it again and again, otherwise he will have a big trouble with the Orochimaru. If the other party discloses this news to Shimura Danzo, then his political career will end here. How long will it take you? Baisu asked without looking back. 3rd generation of Hokage. Within 3 months, to tell you the truth, the previous meeting of the elders has already voted Namikaze Minato as the 4th generation of Hokage, and I will add your place to the next meeting. Then we will meet at a high-level meeting, and I hope that the adults will not deceive Uchiha's feelings. Baisu nodded. It was like talking to someone he didn't want to be taken advantage of. In addition, the seals of your knots are all wrong. If you use them to confuse the enemy in the future, you still need to work harder on the basics. The genius of instant ninjutsu without a hand seal. Maybe only the original Hokage-sama can do it. 3rd generation of Hokage sighed inwardly. After decades of ups and downs, he really felt that he was getting old. Today's young people have a bright future. For example, the Uchiha patriarch in front of him didn't expect that he would not be discovered for so long. Cough cough. I see, thanks for reminding me. Baisu stumbled and almost tripped himself. Those hand seals were too complicated. For example, an A-level ninjutsu usually had dozens of seals, and he didn't bother to learn it at all. In these days, who is a traveler and still has a hand seal? Saying goodbye to the 3 generations of Hokage, Baisu returned to the vicinity of the laboratory and found traces of Uchiha Shisui. It's nice to see you again. How about the genius of the Uchiha family? How do you feel when you see the darkness of Konoha? He came under the tree and greeted Shisui with a smile. Shisui, what deal did the 3 generations of Hokage make with you? Can you tell me the details? It's nothing, that old fox wants to use me to balance Danzo's power, but there's a lot of room for manipulation, it would be great if you could help. The power of the Uchiha family is too daunting, and the high level will not trust us. Although your father's achievements have been recognized by some high-level leaders, this does not affect their prejudice against Uchiha. Do we want to take the initiative to take the key of destiny in the hands of others? Baisu calmly analyzed Konoha's situation. Uchiha has been in a state of being excluded, and it is very dangerous to continue. My previous thought was too naive. Even the inheritor of the Will of Fire would take the initiative to bear the darkness for the sake of profit. May I ask how I can help you? Uchiha Shisui was silent for a long time. The more excellent people are, the easier they are to encounter difficulties. At a certain point, they will find the cruel gap between reality and ideal, and it is too difficult to change the environment. There are very few people in Konoha who have the Will of Fire. Most of them are mediocre. Even the 3 generations of Hokage are like this in the face of right and wrong. Who can stand the test? Baisu, your next task is to collect Shimura Danzo's incriminating evidence and reveal it at the next high-level meeting. As far as I know, Shimura Danzo has transplanted several Sharingan with the help of Orochimaru. I don't know how many elites of the Uchiha clan were killed. Your pupil power is famous all over the world, be careful if he hits you. Transplanted Sharingan. This way consumes a lot of chakra. Shimura Danzo is just a dying old man. How on earth did he do it? Uchiha Shisui remembered the fantasy that Baisu had shown him, and couldn't help swallowing. Mokudan wood-style cells will provide Shimura Danzo with a large amount of chakra. At present, his chakra reserves are estimated to have reached the realm of tailed beasts. Don't be careless, let alone fight the enemy alone. Baisu specially reminded Shisui to be careful. Shisui's Mangekyo Sharingan has not been activated for the time being, and he is afraid that he has no chance of winning against Shimura Danzo, the old fox. Don't worry, I will bring back what the patriarch needs. Shisui nodded, and when he heard signs of ninja activity around him, he said goodbye to Baisu and left here using the telekinesis technique. After doing all this, Baisu returned home, and his wife Uchiha Makoto had prepared a sumptuous dinner, obediently waiting for the return of the head of his family. Ma'am, you are still waiting for me so late, you have worked too hard. It's not hard, as long as the three of us are together, we can wait as long as possible. Uchiha Makoto ran Isho. During this time, her face is radiant and dazzling. She feels that her husband has become more energetic recently, and every night is like a newly married, so every day she will put a lot of effort into cooking. Ms. Kun, Itachi has already fallen asleep. She seemed to be able to switch between angels and demons at will, and after the meal was over like a beautiful snake, Baisu began to work as a coolie again. That night, Baisu had a long dream. Chapter 31 The Cry of Fire Fist. Tick, tick. When Baisu opened his eyes again, he found that he was in a dark and cold space, and a fishy smell unique to the ocean filled the surroundings, which made him frown. What is this place? Is it a dream? He still remembers the battle with Makoto a few hours ago, and he came to this place in a blink of an eye. This experience is like being in a demonic illusion. Looking at the entire Hokage world, who can make him fall into the demonic illusion world? He tried the surrounding walls with his hands, and the real touch made him even more confused. It seemed to be an underground prison, and the village around his waist moved, and it sensed the amazing resentment here. Whoa, whoa. At this moment, a sound from the depths of the cell attracted Baisu's attention. He boldly walked over and saw a shirtless young man with black hair, yellow skin, Madara on both cheeks, and ASCE on his left arm. The tattoo with the words, and the pattern of the spine on the back is quite special. It is a skull hanging on a cross. The skull has a white beard with a crescent-shaped upward curve. Just kidding. Fire Fist Ace. Could this be Marine Headquarters? As an old-timer, he is too familiar with the logo of the Whitebeard Pirates. The one imprisoned here is the famous Fire Fist Ace, who has the ability to burn fruit. He was once invited by the world to join the King Shichibukai. After losing to Whitebeard, he was convinced by his personality and became the captain of the second team of the Whitebeard Pirates. The tattoo on his back symbolizes the honor that Ace values most in his life. But now Ace has lost the brilliance of the past. He wears a shackle made of sea stone, which is a rare mineral with the same ability as the sea. Not only can it make the capable person powerless, but it can temporarily make the capable person become an ordinary person, whether it is Logia, Paramesha, or Zone. Are the side effects of devil fruit. Fear of sea water. The time fruit I take doesn't seem to have such drawbacks. Couldn't help sighing when she saw Fire Fist's dejected appearance. Fire Fist is an extremely conceited person. As Whitebeard's son, he cherishes everyone around him. He was defeated, and finally fell into the hands of Marine to choose a day for execution. Who's there? You. Not Marine. A pair of sharp eyes appeared in the darkness. He looked at Baisu a few times, and said with certainty. Yes, I should pass by. I don't even know how I got here. But since we're here, it's a fate for you and me. Do you want to know your future? Fire Fist. Baisu nodded. He didn't understand the ins and outs of the matter for the time being, why he appeared at the Marine headquarters in the world of One Piece, King of Pirates, but he didn't take Marine seriously, and his words were very relaxed. Fake it up. No matter what your origins are, tell the people behind you that I won't cooperate with you. Fire Fist Ace snorted lightly, his eyes full of disdain. Even if he had fallen to this point, he still maintained an unyielding heart. Although his life was short, it could be called a wonderful one. If I say, someone will come to save you on the day of execution, aren't you interested? It's your closest relative who came, but unfortunately you will still die on that day. This is your destiny, Fire Fist. Baisu sighed. Fire Fist's death is very unfortunate. Originally, Whitebeard and others tried their best to save Ace, but in order to save Monkey D. Luffy, Ace chose one life for another and blocked Akainu with his body. Fatal blow. What did you say, my dearest? What do you mean? Ace suddenly struggled to get up, with a terrifying look in his eyes. What he was most afraid of was that someone would come to save him, because he knew it was a huge trap. Marine was going to broadcast his death sentence all over the world. No matter who came, saving him is equivalent to throwing himself into the net. Just as Baisu was about to explain, he suddenly found that the surrounding scenery was blurred for a moment. He stretched out his hand to touch the prison in front of him, but it was like a drop of water fell on the surface of the well, causing ripples in circles. Is it really a dream? I'm leaving, so I can do it myself. His figure also disappeared into the underwater prison with the ripples. Ace rushed over to grab him, but caught him empty. The violent movement caused Seastone's reaction, causing him to fall to the ground in pain. No! A beast-like roar sounded in the underwater prison, and was swallowed by the sea in a blink of an eye. When Baisu opened her eyes again, she felt the long-lost sunshine, the beautiful woman in her arms, like a sleeping kitten. This dream is too real. Was it caused by being too tired last night? Nothing has changed, others are still in the Hokage world, and he can't find a reasonable explanation for the dream just now. Everything is too real. Ding! You have received a battlefield mission in a different world, the Top War. Mission Introduction. Participate in the Top War, save Fire Fist Ace, and change the plot direction of the world of One Piece, King of Pirates. Reward. A random devil fruit, 200 random attribute points, and 1500 points. Note that different world battlefield missions are different from the main world, Hokage Ninja World, often accompanied by huge dangerous factors the system cannot control. Please choose the host carefully. A dream opens the battlefield mission. The key is another world. Baisu really doesn't know whether his luck is good or bad. To choose or not to choose, that is the question. The difficulty of this task is much higher than that of S level. The Marine headquarters is Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, as strong as Whitebeard can only end with hatred, and the system has given a warning. Because the system is currently in a low-level stage, the degree of control over other worlds it is not high enough to guarantee that there will be any changes in the process of executing the task. Ace is my favorite character, and Whitebeard. If there is a chance to make up for this regret, I'd love to give it a try. After hesitating for a long time, he still chose to accept this battlefield mission. With his strength, he may not be able to control the outcome of the war, but his desire is strong to a certain extent. It will definitely come true. Accept. Ding! Host battlefield mission. The chat group function is activated. The host can get an invitation opportunity, and can randomly invite 5 group members to form an adventure team. Can you still ask for foreign aid? The system really cares about me. I didn't expect that with the help of the system, I could travel in the dimensional world at will. It's really hard to imagine how talented the person who created the system was. Baisu was pleasantly surprised. The system he got can grow with him. Every time he awakens a hidden function, it is very useful. The group function can even invite characters from the dimensional world to join. Thinking about it, it feels cool. Chapter 32 Dimensional Chat Group. Penguin, in his mind. Currently, He is the only bear commander who is the leader of the group. Ding! Congratulations to the host for getting a free opportunity to invite group members. The number of people is random from 1 to 5. In the future, the group must be active and meet the requirements before continuing to invite. Would you like to invite new members? He subconsciously clicked the confirmation button, and then heard a series of beeps. Ding! The strongest man in the world joins the group chat. Ding! Join the group chat with the body of a mortal, standing shoulder to shoulder with gods. Ding! Chase 10 school beauties to join the group chat this year. Ding! The owner of Butterfly House joins the group chat. Ding! Mr. Arrowmanga joins the group chat. ... Seeing these group business cards, Baisu subconsciously touched his forehead. These newcomers are quite artistic. Don't use the original name to let him guess. However, as an old two-dimensional person, he still relies on clues to lock their approximate identities. Shouldn't the strongest man in the world be the one in the pirate world? As far as he knows, Whitebeard, one of the 4 emperors in the world of One Piece, King of Pirates, is known as the strongest man in the world. Whitebeard has never married in his life, but he has a hobby and recognizes his son all over the world. With the body of a mortal, standing shoulder to shoulder with gods reminded him of a figure in the Marvel world, Tony Stark, a scientist who used the arc reactor to create a steel armor and became a hot hero in that world. The owner of the Butterfly House should be the Butterfly Ninja in the Demon Slayer, one of the 12 Jinchuriki column of the Demon Slayer, and the Grand Master of Poison and Medicine. Arrowmanga teacher means love, say comic teacher, which reminds him of Izumi Sagiri, but this girl is an ordinary person. An arrow gay painter. As for chasing 10 school beauties this year, whoever came up with such a boring name, why does it sound like a young and restless college student? ... Butterfly Dance Master. Moses. Is anyone there, who can tell me where this is, and said that my sister has a reward? Butterfly Shinobi just came back from the mission and was grinding medicine in the Butterfly House. Suddenly, this group chat appeared in her mind. She almost thought it was some kind of ghost's ability, but it is reasonable to say that ghosts can't move during the day. She has black hair and purple eyes, her hair reaches her collarbone, and she has a curly hairstyle for the night party, with a mint butterfly hairpin on it. She wears a butterfly wing pattern yori on the outside of the Ghost Killing Squad uniform, which is her late sister Channa Butterfly's relic. For a person who has lived in danger all the year round, he is accustomed to being calm. Even if he encounters unexplainable things, he will quickly accept it and try to understand it. The strongest man in the world, Gulala. It turns out I'm not the only rookie. What do you do? Pirates or civilians? You must have heard of the famous Whitebeard pirates, and I am a member of this pirates. Captain. World of One Piece, King of Pirates. Whitebeard is sitting alone in the captain's room. He has a white beard with a crescent-shaped upward curve on his face. He has a giant blood in his body. His body is very huge and strong. The fate of aging requires infusion therapy almost every day. His name reverberated all over the world, and even children from all over the world sang songs that described him as more terrible than a monster. Although known as a living legend, he himself does not miss the title of strongest at all, and believes that the strongest person in the world is a human with only one heart after all, and one day he will face death. He has a broad mind. When he was a pirate when he was young, he had no interest in treasure. He once said that his biggest dream was to get a family. For this point in the family, everyone is full of admiration and gratitude to him, so he affectionately calls him Dad. Teacher Arrowmanga, +1 for the newcomer report. I still have a manuscript that I haven't finished drawing. I'll come over in a while, and it's rare to meet a chat group that doesn't even have a name. It's very interesting. In a certain dimension world, a little loli is in the boudoir and poses various poses in front of the mirror. Her name is Izumi. She has snow-white skin, silver-white long hair, and aqua-blue pupils. She is a beautiful and pitiful-looking beauty. Girl. But don't be deceived by her appearance. This guy is a ruthless guy who gives himself a job. Since her parents died, she has lived a life of isolation from the world. Teacher, but since there is no knowledge reserve in this area, I have to go into battle by myself. Chasing 10 school beauties this year. Hello. Hello guys, I'm also a newcomer. My name is Jay Shaolun. I'm 25 years old this year. I'm going to university in Juxia City, China. It's nice to meet you. Super God World, Juxia City. Jay Shaolun skipped class and was surfing the internet in the dormitory when he was suddenly pulled into this mysterious group chat. He checked the business cards of the group members according to his usual habit, but he couldn't take his eyes off the first time he opened it. This is too beautiful. The gentle Dongbian girl, dressed in a kimono, looks like she has stepped out of a painting. Although he is determined to chase 10 school beauties this year, as long as he can catch up with one of this grade is enough. It's over, it's over. This is too much, it's so worth it to skip class today. Should I privately chat with the girl for her contact information? No, this matter has to be taken slowly. Let's hang out in the group for a while, and have some more information from the master. This matter is settled. This thing is one of the 3 major god-building projects in the super divine universe, the sword that cuts through fear, the power of the Silver River, but his super genes have not been awakened, and he is no different from ordinary college students now. On his desk is a book of 30 rokushiki for picking up girls. If he uses all the above routines, he will be born alone. The strongest man in the world, Juxia City. I have never heard of this place in the sea for so many years. You must be from a far-away place. Owner of Butterfly Dance. It's not as simple as being far away. There is no Washa in my world, nor the famous Whitebeard pirates. I have a guess, maybe, we come from different worlds. Butterfly Wren slowly revealed the fact that if what these people said was true, then this chat group would be even more mysterious. How terrifying might be able to connect people from different worlds together. Whitebeard. People from other worlds. The benefit of living for a long time is that they will witness some miracles. So, who is the person who created this group chat? Is it the group owner who ranks first in the group member list? He was silent for a while at first. Although he didn't quite believe this fact, he didn't rush to object. Chapter 33. Here comes a bunch of thorns. Marvel World. Jarvis, have you found out who hacked our system? Anyone who dares to offend Stark Industries should be punished a little. On the top floor of Stark Industries, a man in a suit is shaking the wine in his hand, with loose and stylish hair, deep eyes, and a sexy beard, revealing an aristocratic atmosphere of high society everywhere. His name is Tony Stark, the largest arms dealer in the Marvel world. He grew up in a wealthy family, but he did not make a living like other dudes. He graduated from the Department of Electrical Engineering of the Massachusetts Institute of Technology at the age of 17. Man's achievements have successfully found his social identity, the new owner of his family business Stark Arms Company. For a person who has mastered tens of billions of assets since the age of 21, unless a natural disaster-like change occurs, he will not be overjoyed. His arrogant character has brought a lot of trouble, and there is more than one hacker attacking the Stark industrial firewall today. The source of the information cannot be monitored. The target is in an unknown world. Mr. Stark, we have proposed this technology, but we did not expect it to be realized. The other party's technology level far exceeds ours. Please pay attention to your words and deeds in the group, so as not to cause unnecessary trouble. There is an illusory figure in front of Tony's desk. This is his masterpiece. Artificial intelligence, Jarvis, acts as his assistant in life and undertakes many tasks for him. What did you say? Is there really power to transmit information across dimensional barriers? Tony Stark stopped his hand shaking the glass. He stared at the analysis report given by Jarvis carefully, with an incredible look in his eyes. As a scientist, he firmly believed that there were other universes that might be hiding in black holes. Maybe hiding somewhere in the unknown universe. He once wanted to try to establish an information channel, but was unable to achieve it due to the technological level of this era. Hokage World. Baisu has been secretly observing the dynamics of the group members. Although the system has enabled the group function, the absorbed group members are not forcibly assigned to his adventure team. It takes some means to subdue these people. The power of the Silver River, Jie Shaolun, a third-order divine body, can fight against angels and demons. Unfortunately, this kid has not even awakened his super genes. According to the development of the plot, it will take 1,000 years to form. Iron Man Tony Stark, he is indeed a godlike man in the later stage, but I don't know how far his armor has been developed. If he is still in the Playboy stage, this dungeon doesn't seem to help much. Busy. Butterfly Ninja, it seems a bit cruel to let a girl with such a small strength participate in the top war. The combat power level in the world of Ghost Slayers Ninja is not too high. Mr. Arrowmanga, your uncle, what does it mean to call in a love, say comic teacher? Draw a book. Only one Whitebeard left, but it's okay. Whitebeard is one of the top fighting forces in the world of One Piece, King of Pirates. If you add your own help, it might really turn the tide of the battle. With the body of a mortal, standing shoulder to shoulder with gods, who is in charge here? Get out and say something. Do you know that my time is very precious? Can you afford to delay the business of hundreds of millions in minutes? Jarvis. Tony Stark is a little angry now. He hates being played like a cat and a mouse. He has a premonition that the people behind him are watching all this silently, which makes him very unhappy. Isn't the level of technology ahead of his world? What a cow. The strongest man in the world, Jiu La La La. So far, only one person has not spoken. There is a special title for the group leader after his name. It seems that the master behind it is Baisu. Owner of the Butterfly House, the envoy behind the scenes should always show up and explain what the purpose of calling us is, and why they pretend to be lofty. Chasing 10 school beauties this year. Yes, I'm not a vegetarian, and the butterfly girl has spoken, so who is so blind? Teacher Arrowmanga. Maji washes the pantyhose. ... I went to. This is calling a whole house of thorns. Is it okay to go on like this? Let the majesty of his group leader go. No, you must give them some color to see. This deity invites you to join the group. That is a good fortune for you, and it will be returned. Baisu was so angry that his stomach hurt. He subconsciously borrowed the identity of the system to make a speech on the public screen, and immediately the 8 wastes shook, awakening some ancient existences in the dimension. Heaven and earth are not benevolent, and all things are dogs. Set up your mind for the world, set up your life for the people, set up a legacy for the past, and create peace for all generations. His voice came from the ancient times, as if a giant god at the end of the universe opened his eyes and began to look down at the universe. Even if the 5 group members were separated by the dimensional barrier, they felt that the end of the world was coming. The world's strongest man. Observation Hockey. No, he is countless times stronger than Hockey. For the first time since I was born, I felt as small as an ant. Butterfly Dance Master. Master, please stop, the poison I raise will be scared to death. Boom. The wine glass in Tony's hand suddenly burst, and he fell directly to the ground, staring blankly at the dark night, and muttered, Jarvis, I really want to offend an extraordinary being. Jarvis, you won't die if you don't do it. As for Jie Shaolun, who has now hid under the bed, recited the names of the gods and Buddhas, and prayed for their blessing. He originally thought that the people in this group were bragging, but he didn't expect that everyone else was a real boss, only himself is garbage. It turns out that the system is so powerful. Is the feeling just now real? This is the first time Baisu has experienced the horror of the system. Just now, he had an illusion that as long as he wants, he can destroy any star field at will. After regaining his senses, he found that the group chat had quieted down, and it seemed that everyone could continue to communicate in a friendly manner. I'm sorry, I didn't scare everyone, did I? I just had a momentary feeling, and I didn't intend to hurt you. You don't know me, but I know you very well. Your past and future have appeared before my eyes. I want to organize an adventure team to perform missions in various worlds. You can sign up actively, which is also about your future development. Quote. Baisus' tone this time was very calm and friendly, which generally eliminated everyone's fears, but in the hearts of the group members, there was already some kind of assessment of his strength, and there was absolutely no offense. Chapter 34 Memory Copy. Future. Butterfly Ninja's breathing became heavier when she heard the word, future. She was born in a Yakushi family. Originally, a family of 4 lived happily and happily, but everything has changed since she was attacked by a ghost. Parents can't escape. After the upheaval in the family, she and her sister agreed to protect the happiness of the world and join the ghost-killing team. However, a few years ago, her sister Butterfly Chanahui met Tongmo, the second of the 12 ghost monks, on a mission, and when she arrived my sister is dying. My sister's last wish was to let Butterfly Ninja leave the ghost-killing squad and live a mortal life, but Butterfly Ninja refused. She wore her sister's feather weave and learned her sister's tone to talk to people gently, but only she knew, even her dear sister Butterfly Chanai died, and her future is only left with anger and hatred for ghosts. With the body of a mortal, standing shoulder to shoulder with gods, so you are an astrologer. This is really a fascinating research direction. There are too many factors that affect the future. Is the result destined to be unchangeable? Baisu, astrologist. In theory, what I see are facts. If there is no interference from a powerful force like fate, your future development trajectory has been set. The strongest man in the world. I never believe in the future. The future should be in my own hands. Whitebeard is a pragmatic person. He is reluctant to believe in some illusory things. If he has scruples in his heart, how can he pursue his dreams? Edward Newgate, I can tell you about the future, but first, we need to determine the timeline. Some time ago, did the Whitebeard pirates have a traitor, and your dear son Fire Fist Ace went to hunt down the traitor? Baisu remembered his dream, and if it was calculated according to the timeline in the dream, Whitebeard probably didn't know about it when Fire Fist was first put into marine prison. The leader of the group really understands the affairs of our world. That bastard Teach actually attacked his own people, violating the iron law of the Whitebeard pirates. Ace didn't listen to my orders and insisted on going after him. But I believe in Ace's strength, and he will return safely. Whitebeard's beard trembled. In fact, he was very worried about Ace's safety, but there was no definite news about Ace yet, and he didn't know the other party's situation. Wrong. Marshall D. Teach is a real pirate. He has been lurking in your pirate group for 20 years in order to get that dark fruit. So unscrupulous, Ace is no match. Actually now Fire Fist Ace is imprisoned in Marine headquarters. You know his true identity. Marine will not let him easily. Marine will broadcast the execution process to the world, and you and Ace are destined to die there in a war. Time will prove everything. I have a battlefield mission about the pirate world here. Others who are interested can take a look. After the preparation time is over, the adventure team will step into the battlefield. After Baisu finished speaking, he shared the battlefield mission in the group chat. Within a few days, Marine would spread the information about Ace all over the world, and then Whitebeard would naturally believe it. Whitebeard fell silent completely. This result was the worst he had expected. Could it be? With the body of a mortal, standing shoulder to shoulder with gods. I am more and more interested. Can the group leader tell me about my future? Let me clarify the timeline for you. In a few days, I will lead a group of subordinates and military observers in a deserted place, locally testing my latest developments. Tony Stark is a science madman. Some people say that the end of science is theology. He is very interested in things like the future. If the future is transformed into a mathematics problem, the inevitable results can be deduced from countless results. This is so fascinating. Puff. Baisu almost couldn't hold back. He didn't expect that Tony was still in the stage of a playboy, and he was about to face a drastic change. Starting from this accident, Tony would officially change from a playboy to Iron Man. Baisu, dear Tony, don't worry, it won't be long before you dig in an uninhabited cave. Peef haha, you must believe in your abilities. You will be saved in the end. Group leader, your uncles. Tony Stark, as a nobleman in the upper class, really couldn't help but swear. Is this true? You are obviously not short of money. Why did the group owner say you are going to mine? Since he imported the data of the chat group to the computer, Jarvis can also know the content of the group chat. As an artificial intelligence, the processing speed is unimaginable, but I can't imagine the scene of Tony digging in sweat. Tony Stark. Can't you see it? This guy is purely a magician. What predicts the future? Give me a few months to decipher his information transmission method. He must be good looking. Ding. 1 hour silenced for being a god on par with the mortal zone. Baisu. Everyone, please chat in a civilized manner. The first warning, next time it won't be so simple. Ding. Baisu uploaded a copy of his memory, One Piece King of Pirates World, Remnants of War. Whitebeard has received your copy. Butterfly Ninja has received your copy. Received your copy with the gods in the mortal zone. This year, Chasing 10 School Flowers has received your copy. Mr. Arrowmanga has received your copy. ... This fragment is just a less than 3-minute edited version, but it also roughly explains what will happen in the top war. In the end, Whitebeard exits sadly, and Ace also dies under Akainu's fist. Ace. In the world of One Piece, King of Pirates, the sea area where the Whitebeard pirates are located, the sky suddenly darkened, and the terrifying storm quickly formed but was shaken to pieces by a force that could affect space. Daddy's hockey. What was it that affected his mood? After the crew members showed their favor, Captain Marco looked at the location of the captain's room with a hint of worry in his eyes. Whitebeard's body was already in a very poor state. Using hockey so intensely would damage his lifespan. Butterfly House owner, are you the father of Whitebeard inside? What a terrible power. If only we had a strong person like you in our world, Hiwu Sujiwumai would definitely not be your opponent. Chasing 10 school beauties this year, is this. In this river, it's like a god. We are all bosses except me. Chapter 35. Who are the heroes of the world? Teacher Arrowmanga. Is this the future of the pirate world? Father Whitebeard died so tragically. Shao and Izumi finally finished drawing the original draft and began to seriously start group chats. As a love comic teacher plus senior otaku, she has more than 300 group chats, and it is rare to be able to focus on this. The strongest man in the world, my lord, I'm offline first. I'll ask you about the battlefield mission before discussing it with you. Whitebeard finally realized the seriousness of the matter. According to the mysterious ability shown by the group leader, he may really have the ability to predict the future. He walked out of the captain's room with the Supreme Sword 12 Workers Kong Yunchi in his hand. Marco, all fleets head to the vicinity of Marine headquarters immediately. ... The group members received the battlefield mission issued by Baisu. From the brief memory copy, they could understand that the war on the top was a terrifying battle. Even the 4 emperors died in the battle. Ordinary people are no different from delivering food. Everyone, digest it. Those who are interested in participating in the battlefield mission can sign up with me, and the rewards will be generous. Baisu left a sentence and temporarily gave it to the group members to play freely. Regarding things like breaking through dimensional barriers and performing battlefield missions, it took time to accept it, just like he couldn't understand the fact that he was crossing the Hokage world at first. Another reason is that other than Whitebeard, other people's combat power does not meet the requirements, but Jay Shaolun can consider bringing it. The god body created by 3 generations of genes can hardly be destroyed, and it is not bad to be a meat shield without attack power. But according to the character of that kid, it is estimated that he will be scared to pee now. The next day, Baisu got up early to prepare for liver achievement, but was disrupted by an unexpected guest. Patriarch Baizu, Lord Danzo, please come over. The ninja at the root rarely appears in front of the world, let alone the territory of the Uchiha clan. I don't know how many pairs of eyes are staring at this man wearing an animal mask, and there is a danger of being killed if he changes. Shimura Danzo, how did he have time to come to me? The Ninja World War just ended, he must be very busy, right? Baisu frowned. The Uchiha family basically had no contact with Gen, and if it wasn't for the mission, he wouldn't have had any contact with Shimura Danzo. Sir Danzo said that there is an urgent matter to discuss with you. The ninjas cultivated at the root are all dead men, and it can even be said that they lack the ability to empathize in a certain part. Even if they are stared at by so many jonin, they still carry out their tasks like a piece of wood. I see, you step back. Baisu's eyes were stained with blood, and he instantly controlled the opponent with demonic illusion. Unfortunately, this ninja knew very little information, only that Danzo was not a banquet, and he did not organize the force to ambush himself. Yes. Lord Patriarch, if Shimura Danzo did not invite you in the name of a mission, you can actually disappear. Uchiha Tekka and others came forward and suggested to Baisu that the root was the darkness of Konoha, which even the genins knew. Don't worry, you guys go get busy. Just a Danzo is not enough to guard against this level. Baisu waved his hand. These people's reactions were a bit extreme. In his opinion, Shimura Danzo, like the third generation of Hokage, are old foxes. Now his strength is progressing rapidly, and only by playing against the masters can he feel a sense of accomplishment. The agreed location was an inconspicuous tea house. This property was controlled by the roots, and the venue was cleared. There were only Shimura Danzo and Baisu in the huge venue. Lord Danzo is very elegant. If I hadn't come here today, I really don't know that Konoha has such a place. Baisu took the tea and took a sip. The fragrance left on his lips and teeth, coupled with the elegant surroundings, it was a real treat. Patriarch Baisu has won the award. It's not easy for you to govern such a big family as Uchiha at a young age. Although there are many famous families in Konoha, but the fame and strength can catch up with Uchiha, I'm afraid you won't be able to pick one. Shimura Danzo doesn't have many requirements for the environment, he just ordered to find a quiet place, and his subordinates did it for him naturally. The ninja is a thing of the past, and now it won't achieve anything by keeping the old things in place. Konoha is the common destination for everyone. Baisu smiled. This old fox came up to pour Lao Su's ecstasy soup, and he didn't pay much attention at first sight. The two began to act. This time they sang about cooking wine and talking about heroes. It's amazing that young people have such an open mind. To be honest, looking at the entire ninja world, only you and I are worthy of being called heroes. I wonder what you think about the position of Hokage. Shimura Danzo slowly expressed his intentions, pointing to the position of the fourth generation of Hokage. I don't understand what your lord means. Isn't the position of the fourth generation Hokage going to be passed on to Namikaze Minato? Baisu pretended to be stupid and stunned, and the expression on his face showed a hint of surprise and a hint of greed. Konoha is not the same thing as 3 generations. We all know what record Namikaze Minato has. It's too watery to be worth mentioning. If killing 40 people can be considered a hero, then what is it that your excellency wiped out 3 generations of Raikage and an army of 10,000 Iwagakure at the same time? Shimura Danzo's one-eyed gleamed with a wicked look. This time, he was forced by the 3rd generation of Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen to take a risk. After thinking about it, the people at the root were a little bit unable to make a move. Although Namikaze Minato's record was watery, it was solid. Cage level, how many roots are there in this level? The end, he put the abacus on Uchiha's head. As long as people have greed, it is easy to be controlled. Whether it is the original Orochimaru or the current Uchiha Baisu, they are all roles that work for themselves. His goal is the actual control of Hokage. Quan, fulfill your lifelong Hokage dream. Baisu, Lord Danzo, you and I both know that the battle was just a leak. The 3 generations of Raikage and the 10,000 Iwagakure army perished together. We played a negligible role. Shimura Danzo, just leave it to me to do this. 3 generations can create gods, and I can also build momentum for you. As long as you are on the position of 4 generations of Hokage, what's the point of not being bright? Is the 3rd generation necessarily as it bright? Lord Danzo is willing to help, I don't know what to ask for. Baisu pretended to think for a long time, and then asked Kiba. Permission. As long as you let go of the restrictions on the route after you become Hokage, we will be forever allies. With the help of the power of the root, after the 3rd generation of Hokage abdicates, you will not be able to make any waves, and you will become the youngest generation of Hokage in Konoha. Shimura Danzo's voice was full of temptation. If Baisu was not from the Uchiha family, he would have used his Sharingan power to control him. Chapter 36 Sexy Group Owner, Banned Online. After Shimura Danzo transplanted Sharingan with the help of Orochimaru, his ambitions inflated to the extreme. He is already 60 years old, but he firmly believes that he can become Hokage one day. Okay, it's a deal, the rest of the time will depend on Danzo-sama. Baisu nodded heavily, this old fox never dreamed of it. The 3 generations of Raikage and the army of 7,000 Iwagakure are really his masterpieces. He wants to use him as a stepping stone, and he doesn't even think that his old bones can't stand the toss. Of course it is a good thing for someone to help him build momentum. He is about to run for the 4th generation of Hokage, but he lacks the prestige. Shimura Danzo's move is a relief, and he has sent a pennant to the other side. Shimura Danzo, okay, Your Excellency, go back and wait patiently, and leave the rest to me. The plans of the two are surprisingly similar, and they both regard the other as a tool person and deal with it when the right time comes. Shimura Danzo's strength was originally hidden, but now he has the bonus of Mokuden, wood-style, cells and Sharingan. I am afraid that he is already on par with the 3rd generation of Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen. On the way back from the tea house, Baisu opened the group chat, but he almost got mad at himself after not reading a few lines. With the body of a mortal, standing shoulder to shoulder with the gods, go out. I am still the richest man in the world today, why haven't I gone to mine yet? At Baisu, trying to subdue us by relying on fear, this road won't work for me. Why should I listen to you? Let me cancel today's meeting in one sentence. Do you know how big a contract I signed today? $2 billion, let me ask you, have you ever seen so much money? Chasing 10 school beauties this year, Big Tony came out of confinement. Isn't it bad for you to make the group owner angry? Now that Whitebeard is out of the group, he may have really received information from Ace. Butterfly House Owner, remember one sentence, if you don't do it, you won't die. Teacher Arrowmanga, wow, Tony is so handsome, does he even dare to fight the group owner? Did you forget the horrible thing that happened yesterday when the group owner got angry? Chasing 10 school beauties this year. Yes, how to explain yesterday's vision of heaven and earth. I feel that if it lasts for a while, Juxia City will be gone. Comparing gods in the area of mortals, naive. It's just an illusion, it's a bit complicated to say. You, a college student, definitely don't understand, but as long as you give me a projector, not blowing, I have 100 ways to achieve that effect. Besides, freedom of speech is advocated now, what's wrong with a few words? He has the ability to jump over and hit me. Ding, he was banned for 5 minutes for being a god in the mortal zone. Only the group owner can exercise the right to mute, which means that Baisu is back. This year, chasing 10 school beauties, wow. The group owner is here. Sexy group owner, online ban. Butterfly House Owner, sexy group owner, online ban. Teacher Arrowmanga, sexy group owner, online ban. Ellipsis. 5 minutes later, Tony was finally released. With the body of a mortal, standing shoulder to shoulder with gods, please don't be a dog, okay? Ding, with the body of a mortal, he was banned from speaking for 7 days on par with gods. Chasing 10 school beauties this year, group owner V587. Teacher Arrowmanga, group master V587. Butterfly House Owner, although I don't understand what you are talking about. Group Owner V587. The world is finally quiet. Tony is too jumpy. Baisu decided to go to the Marvel world and have a good chat with him when he can travel through the dimensional world at will. Marvel world. Tony was very happy today. Not only did he sign a contract worth $2 billion, but more importantly, he gave the group owner a slap in the face. One word: cool. He can't remember how much wealth he has, but he just enjoys the excitement of this money. Jingle bell. A pleasant bell rang, and although it was an unfamiliar number, Tony picked it up. Haney, what time are you coming back? Virginia Pepper Potts said you were out partying. There was a charming female voice on the phone. This was the chief reporter of an economic weekly. The two went to Washington Union last night. He still remembers the other party's hot body and strong hand. Listen. Boom. As one of the top playboys in the Marvel world, Tony was about to flirt with this hot beauty. An explosion sounded in his ear. He was just turned around and was hit in the chest by shrapnel. Lost consciousness. A rocket hit the off-road vehicle with precision, and this hockey-looking Hummer shattered in an instant. Then he seemed to see a series of fragmentary images, many people surrounding him. Pain, blood, struggle. It looks like someone implanted a huge iron fist into his chest. It was a long nightmare. And when he woke up, he found that the dream was real and he was in a strange, messy cave. Who are you? What have you done to me? When Tony woke up, he found himself in a miserable state, next to another middle-aged man imprisoned here. Electromagnet, you are very lucky. You know that many people in the village die from this kind of injury, and the shrapnel in the body will pierce the vital organs in a week. This man is also a scientist named Ethan, and the terrorists arrested the two in order to let them create the latest research result of Stark Industries, the Jericho missile. This it's like a dream. What the goddamn group owner said turned out to be true. Tony Stark was completely overwhelmed, and Baisu's prophecy came true. He went from being the world's richest man to a prisoner overnight. If nothing else happened, he might really have to mine and strike iron in this cave. Is it too late for me to admit my mistake now? He immediately remembered the group chat. If a man can bend or stretch, it doesn't matter if he admits a mistake, as long as the group owner gives him some tips to help him get out of trouble. But he spent a long time without sending the news, and then he remembered that he was banned. Group owner, you damn authority dog. 3 days later, the world of Hokage. Ah. Strange, does someone always miss me lately? Baisu touched his nose. Logically speaking, this would not happen to a ninja of his level. What he didn't know was that in a cave somewhere in the Marvel world, Tony was working shirtless. Greetings, it has been 3 full days. My mother said we would go out to dinner tonight. Uchiha Itachi jumped in. He was not affected too much on the battlefield. After returning to Konoha, he still looked innocent and cute. During this time, he has been studying at the ninja school, but he secretly placed a clone. Ontology slipped into the woods to practice advanced ninjutsu and fighting techniques. Chapter 37. Madam, can't make. Oh, it's good to go out to eat. Shall we have ramen tonight? Baisu blinked. He suddenly remembered that he hadn't had a chance to try Chef Ichiraku's ramen since he came to Konoha. A good ramen is also very particular. The soup base needs to be simmered for hours or even days. The side dishes are mainly barbecued pork and eggs. You can also add bamboo shoots, pickled vegetables, potatoes, and stewed meat according to your own taste. Sour plum, corn, bean sprouts, green onion, seaweed, sesame, cabbage, spinach, etc. Konoha's delicious snacks. I'm drooling just thinking about it. Haha, this time it was Makoto and the others who invited us to dinner. The ramen is too monotonous. Let's go to the restaurant. Uchiha Makoto rejected her husband's proposal with a smile. The roadside stalls are indeed a bit low-end. Namikaze Minato is now a hero of 3 generations of Hokage promotion, and should go to a more expensive place. Oh, so that's the case. Then if I have a chance, I'll take Itachi to eat together. And your favorite 4-color balls. Baisu touched Itachi's head. Ichiraku ramen has a special meaning to him, and it can be regarded as one of the symbols of Konoha. Really, father, I want to eat 5 skewers next time. Uchiha Itachi's eyes lit up instantly, and many little stars appeared. He really likes eating meatballs, but Konoha's meatball shop is so hot that it often sells out after school. Okay, you two greedy cats, there is a lot of delicious food in the restaurant tonight, let's go quickly. Uchiha Makoto came over and held one hand, and walked to the restaurant with 2 men, one big and one small. They and Namikaze Minato came out of the same ninja school. Makoto and Uzumaki Shinkuna are close friends in the boudoir, and they both we haven't seen each other for a while, so we decided to come out and get together. At present, the residence of the Uchiha family is still in the most prosperous stage of Konoha. They soon came to the restaurant and met Namikaze Minato and his wife. Wangyu Tower, Kaifeng Pavilion. Hi, long time no see, wow, Itachi is really getting older and cuter. Let my aunt kiss me. Uzumaki Shinkuna stood up graciously, holding Itachi's cheek in both hands and kissing, making this little man face Yuhi. This violent Yuhi hair girl so gentle now. But why are you always targeting my son? Come to me if you have the ability. Memories of Uzumaki Shinkuna in his mind. In the ninja school era, Yuhi's hair was completely synonymous with violence, and if he was not careful, he would be beaten. Only Namikaze Minato, a strong and good character, could endure it. Hello, Baisu of the Uchiha clan. 3 generations of Hokage have already told me about you, but it may not turn out as you wish, because I am the best candidate for 4 generations of Hokage. At this time, a young man with yellow hair and blue eyes stretched out his hand to Baisu with strong confidence in his words. He's Namikaze Minato, the Yellow Flash of Megatron, who is now at the height of his popularity, and even the shy by nature can't help but be a bit cocky. The youngsters are very aggressive and I appreciate that. Baisu commented a few words indifferently. The old fox in the 3rd generation clearly had an underground cooperative relationship with him, but he sold himself in a blink of an eye. It seems that the news about him will be known before the Hokage election meeting. Husband Sir-kun. Uchiha Makoto's pupils shrank. She only learned about her husband's participation in the 4th generation Hokage election today. She is not questioning her husband's strength, but the Hokage election is no trivial matter, representing the Uchiha family officially entering the core of the Konoha struggle storm. There are many strong Konoha clans. How many pairs of eyes are staring at the position of the 4th generation of Hokage? The Uchiha family is undoubtedly one of the kings, but entering the field at this time is likely to cause those big groups to attack. After all, the history of Uchiha is not glorious. This guy Minato, Hokage has been his lifelong dream, and he's been on a tear lately. Okay, it's rare for everyone to get together, don't worry about work. Now sit down and order. Uzumaki Kushina noticed that the atmosphere was a bit wrong, and immediately came out to smooth things out. She glared at Namikaze Minato. Minato's aura immediately dropped, and he touched the back of his head with a dumb smile on his face. With just one look, you can subdue the man around you. The intensity of this woman can be seen as Madara. Everyone finally sat down. It was easy for the 2 women to talk about each other when they met. They seemed to have forgotten the scene just now and had a good chat. Father, it turns out that there are also 4 color balls for sale here. Itachi is not very interested in a table of delicacies from the mountains and seas. He only likes the single-order dessert, 4 color balls, which are given to Baisu at the same time. Baisu does not allow Itachi to graduate from the ninja school early, let alone let this child enter Anbu as a spy, and now enjoy the pure joy of a child. Minato, how long have you been married? I heard you're going to be a father. Seeing that Minato was sitting there awkwardly, Baisu took the initiative to raise the topic. He had only tasted the dishes here, and felt that they were not as delicious as Makoto's. Ah, yes. And I've already booked one of the best teachers, Jiraiya, one of Sanin's, and the children's achievements will definitely be higher than me in the future, ha ha ha. It is because of the existence of people I admire and love that I have the confidence that I will not lose to anyone. Namikaze Minato mentioned this with a happy look on his face, but he never forgot to remind Baisu that it was futile to compete with him for the fourth generation of Hokage. Jiraiya. When Baisu heard this name, the image of a middle-aged uncle with long white hair and a sloppy appearance appeared in his mind, and he almost couldn't control the expression on his face. Poor Minato, I don't know how you would feel if you knew that your son had been learning from Jiraiya to peek at girls' bathrooms all day long. He was about to change the subject to continue the conversation, when suddenly he felt a movement under the table. A slender leg was entangled like a snake, snow-white feet knotty under him. Shen climbed, an unprecedented experience lingering in his heart. Makoto, you don't even see when this is. Baisu looked at his wife for help, and found that his wife was chatting vigorously. It didn't look like she was pretending. Instead, Uzumaki Kushina gave him a charming look, and he immediately woke up. Madam, this can't make. Do all of you two-dimensional people know how to play like this? Your husband is sitting next to me now. Chapter 38 Kushina's request. At this time, Baisu noticed that Uzumaki Kushina's external condition is not bad at all. Even sitting with Uchiha Makoto is not obviously compared. A pair of great evil is not inferior to any woman in the Hokage world, the most attractive it's still the gentle demeanor. Baisu drank a glass of wine and finally realized what it was like to be on pins and needles. No wonder some people are obsessed with stealing. This strange experience really exploded. Minato-sama. Halfway through the party, an Anbu ninja found it and whispered beside Namikaze Minato. I'm sorry, everyone, Anbu has some things that I need to take care of. Let's get together another day. Namikaze Minato has a hint of apology on his face. For a ninja, completing a mission is destiny, not to mention that he demands of himself according to Hokage's standards. Okay, it's fine to have me here, right? Makoto, Master Baizu. Uzumaki Kushina gave Baisu a special look when he said this, and his snow-white feet slammed into each other's thigh meat, but the scenery under the table was only known to two people in the audience. Cough cough. Let's go. Anbu's task is more important, and the party can be anytime. Baisu drank a glass of wine again. He had never encountered such a scene before. He was just a deadhouse in his previous life, and he had never experienced something that was only found in the upper class. The protagonist of the banquet left, and the rest was basically the chatting of the women. Baisu and Itachi became the foils. The two of them had big eyes on each other and finished the dessert on the table together. Of course, the four-colored meatballs were all left to Itachi. In the past, Itachi used pocket money to buy box by box. It was the first time I tasted what it was like to eat meatballs. Time flies so fast, we haven't had so much fun together in a long time. If it weren't for your special health, I would really like to chat with you all night. Makoto is usually a housewife at home, which seems to be a common feature of female ninjas after Konoha's marriage. They seldom participate in large-scale activities and dedicate their time to the family. Uzumaki Kushina. Ha ha ha. It's okay. Don't forget that I can be a female ninja. Ow. How do you arrange it, Master Shirasu? Are you going back with Makoto? I'll be going to the guard in a moment, and there are still some tasks to arrange. Baisu thought for a second and then found a reason to stay. He wanted to see what purpose this woman had. Itachi, let's go home first. Children can't play outside too late. Makoto nodded knowingly, trusting her husband unconditionally. I see. I'm 4 years old, already a big kid. My father said that I can be a ninja on my own. Itachi got up and followed his mother out of the box. At this time, there were only Uzumaki Kushina and Baisu in the box. The atmosphere seemed to freeze, and even Baisu couldn't predict how the plot would develop next. Kaifeng Pavilion is a top-level box in this restaurant, and it can absolutely guarantee personal privacy. It hosts high-class people in the Hokage world, and even Jonin can't sneak in alone. It is said that the background of the restaurant is the second-generation Hokage and the third-generation Hokage. Relation. Uzumaki Kushina changed his face at this time, cold as frost, refusing to be 1,000 miles away, and his performance at the banquet was completely different. She stood up and took the initiative to walk to the cabinet, and a word floated in the wind, "Master Baisu, please come with me." Baisu looked at the looming beautiful legs in Kushina's slit cheongsam, and swallowed a mouthful of saliva. He seemed to have seen this plot in some kind of island country action movie. Is it? In his heart, he warned himself not to be careless. This woman is really not simple, and in terms of combat power alone, I am afraid that it is the existence that crushes Tsunade's level. Another layer of identity of Uzumaki Kushina is Kyubi, Nine Tails People Jinchuriki, Column Force, Konoha's super weapon. Konoha from the country of Vortex since she was a child. The Uzumaki family is born with extremely powerful chakra, and the master's mysterious sealing technique is very suitable for the container of the tailed beast. Kushina is the leader of the Uzumaki family. The Nagato in Akatsuki is the Uzumaki family. Although he does not have the bloodline boundary of the Uchiha family, he can forcibly push Rinnegan. The reserves of chakra are astonishingly large. Shouldn't this Yuhi violent woman be called by the third generation of Hokage to assassinate her? Just because I broke the third generation and let missing Nin Orochimaru go? No, how could the assassination choose a place like a restaurant? It's too easy for people to find clues. What is Lord Baisu thinking? When Baisu's mind was in a mess, Uzumaki Kushina suddenly stopped and turned around, and the two almost collided. Baisu lowered his head, and suddenly a pair of huge evils occupied his field of vision. The white light was amazing and made him a little dizzy. Madam is so predictable. This sentence was really emotional. As soon as he comes, he will be at ease. A female class is not afraid. What does he think he does so much? Baisu slowly let go. Now it's Uzumaki Kushina's turn to face Yuhi. This woman is obviously not used to this environment, but for some reason, even if Baisu caressed her words, she did not step back halfway. Step. I came to you with a request. I also hope that Lord Baisu will accept my love. After all, we came from the same school. Kushina's expression turned cold, but she calmed down again. Everything was still under her control. Oh, what is the request? Just say it. Baisu frowned. Things are really not that simple. How can there be such a good thing in the world? There are many roses with thorns. Regarding the fight for the fourth Hokage, you must not hurt Namikaze Minato, otherwise I swear as the Kyubi, Nine Tails Jinchuriki Column Force, I will never let the Uchiha clan go. Kushina's request is arrogant and unreasonable. In fact, this is the essence of this woman. She has lived a life of ups and downs since she was a child. The first thing she thinks of when encountering something is fist, and then she will estimate other things after the fight. Her strange power is definitely not weaker than Tsunade, and it is more than enough to knock down the entire restaurant with one punch. Yellow flashes are all over the world. One look can scare off the Kumogakur army. How could I possibly hurt Minato? Baisu's eyes had a quirky look, and now Namikaze Minato's fame even surpassed that of Konoha White Fang at his peak. Although he is the patriarch of the Uchiha clan, he is really incomparable in this respect. Stop pretending, Master Baisu. Our Uzumaki family is naturally sensitive to chakra, and your strength is definitely not as simple as the surface. Your chakra is unimaginably terrifying. Facing you is like facing a real tailed beast. Chapter 39 The Fear of Kyubi, Nine Tails. The position of the fourth generation of Hokage involves too much. Under the arrangement of the third generation, Minato jumped directly into this storm. I can't control Minato's thoughts, but now I just want to be a good wife, live an ordinary life with my husband. Quote. Kushina's jade hand caressed her stomach, and her face revealed the brilliance of a woman. This woman is both kind and scheming. She didn't expect her to think so deeply. There is no limit to people's pursuit of rights. Is the abdication of the 3 generations of Hokage really just letting go? I'm afraid not. This can be seen from the fact that the 4 generations died in the plot, and he immediately returned to the position. In a sense, Namikaze Minato is a pawn he launched to fight Shimura Danzo. In fact, he still has a lot of influence in Konoha's control. Minato is also a puppet. Our couple has no intention of going to war with the Uchiha clan. Please stay when necessary, I will persuade Minato. Uzumaki Kushina is tired of fighting, especially being mixed into the deep water of Konoha. Even a character of Jiraiya's level is hiding far away. She really does not want her husband to be a victim. And for some unknown reason, she has always had an inexplicable sense of fear recently, as if a catastrophe was imminent. The Uzumaki clan possessed miraculous abilities, and she felt that this was a reminder from fate. I understand what Mrs. means. It's easy to say, but since it's a deal, what can I get? Baisu nodded. He did not regard Namikaze Minato as his opponent. His opponent was Shimura Danzo's level. Minato is a standard inheritor of the will of fire, unfortunately, to govern a village well, not only light. With the strength of Lord Baisu, what else can't you get? I'm just a weak woman. Is there anything special I can offer you? Uzumaki Kushina bullied him, only barely sticking to Baisu's body. The two could feel each other's breath. This is the confidence brought by strong strength. She is a cage-level powerhouse, the uncrowned king of Konoha. That's right. Ordinary things really don't attract me. If I want that thing in your body, would you say yes? ... After Baisu said these words, 3 black Tomo's automatically appeared in his eyes, and they slowly turned. This is a natural reaction to encountering danger. This kind of flavorful date is not something that ordinary people can afford. In his eyes, what he sees is a giant beast locked in a cage, and Uzumaki Kushina is the owner of the cage, and he can release the beast at any time. Are you declaring war with this sentence? The tailed beast will die if the human Jinchuriki column loses its power. Uzumaki Kushina's tone became more aggressive. To be honest, she also wanted to solve a serious problem for her husband when she had a chance, but unfortunately she told herself to fight to the death with the man in front of her, and she might not be the one who survived in the end. Ninjutsu, weapons, resources. After I ascend to the position of Hokage, there will be no shortage of these, and only the tailed beast can interest me. If you are not willing to give even a tailed beast, what can I get from you? Mrs. Minato. Baisu stretched out a finger to lift Kushina's chin. From this angle, you can see it all. I have to say that this woman's body is really hot under her conservative appearance. At the same time, his other hand slid down and landed in a very secret place. You can try. Uzumaki Kushina's silver kiba took a bite, and he said with a moist face. She kept Baisu on her own initiative this time, but she actually wanted to threaten the other party, but it seems that she has dug a hole for herself. Now the two are in a confrontation state, and they are fighting each other. Kushina, hold on, this guy's pupil power is a little weird, reminds me of Uchiha Madara. When she couldn't hold back her shot, Kyubi Nine Tails, who was in the seal, suddenly made a sound, and the tailed beasts were sealed by the force of Jinchuriki column, and they became both prosperous and damaged. Back then, Uchiha Madara used Mangekyo Sharingan to forcibly control Kyubi Nine Tails to fight Senju Hashirama. Even the tailed beast had to succumb to this power. What a terrifying pupil power. What did you say, Uchiha Madara? Kushina almost exclaimed, but that awakened the existence of Mangekyo Sharingan, the ceiling of Konoha's combat power. Her estimate for Baisu was already very high, but she didn't expect that the other party might be powerful enough to be run by a god. It turns out that the tailed beast also has good intelligence, and even took the initiative to communicate with people Jinchuriki column. Then, let's talk about this later. Remember your agreement with me. Konoha is going to change recently, and ask Namikaze Minato to not mix in it. Baisu stepped back at the right time and didn't push Kushina too hard. The task of collecting tailed beasts was not a one-time event. There was no need to take such a big risk to force the task now. After a long time, Uzumaki Kushina walked out of the restaurant alone, with a trace of Yui's halo on his face. During this period of time, Konoha was surging. The 3 generations of Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen abolished the prince, and intentionally recommended Namikaze Minato to take the top position, and the former Prince Orochimaru became missing nin overnight. Recently, it has been reported that Baisu of the Uchiha clan will also participate. Due to historical reasons, the Uchiha clan does not have many forces in Konoha to dare to attach to them, but the strength of the Uchiha clan alone cannot be underestimated. One of the ninjas. Baisu, can you explain the fact that Shimura Danzo recommended you to be the 4th Hokage? Danzo is the darkness of Konoha. It is very dangerous to get close to this person. Your talent is outstanding among the younger generation. I hope you don't go astray. Road. I heard some rumors outside. It's a movement from the root. What do you think about this? In the Hokage office, the 3rd generation of Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at the young man in front of him with a slightly solemn expression. He received news that the forces at the root were propagating the achievements of Baisu in the ninja world, saying that Baisu was the uncrowned king of Konoha. He single-handedly killed 3 generations of Raikage and an army of 10,000 Iwagakure, ending this ninja war. 3 people became tigers, and many rumors spread like this. As for why the root helped Baisu, the answer can only be found by myself to expose Akatsuki. I really don't know what's going on with those rumors. Maybe it's because of my character. Don't worry too much about such trivial things, Sandemu. Shimura Danzo is our common enemy, and this is the basis of our cooperation. Don't worry, I will give Danzo a surprise at the election meeting. Baisu took a sip of tea and said calmly. Chapter 40. What is a straight man? See the form and don't waste your talent. 3rd generation of Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen was silent for a long time and said slowly. In fact, he has a headache for Baisu. The strength and identity of the other party have reached a point that he cannot control. It can be said that since the establishment of Konoha's village, the placement of the Uchiha family has always been a headache for Konoha's senior management. Uchiha is a double-edged sword. If you don't use it properly, you may hurt yourself. It seems that the 3 generations of adults are not at ease with me. This is my recent harvest. You can take a look. Baisu chuckled lightly, took out a document from his pocket, and placed it in front of Sarutobi Hiruzen. This is the information gathered by the intelligence system within the Uchiha tribe, which lists evidence that Shimura Danzo violated Konoha's interests, of course, only a small part. Shimura Danzo arranged for me to assassinate the 3rd generation of Raikage, and at the same time colluded with Iwagakure to destroy the elite of the Uchiha clan. Do you think I would cooperate with such a person? The 3 generations of adults should have more trust in me. You can take these evidences as my vote. The Uchiha family will not only cause disasters, but also produce many talents like Uchiha Kagami. Baisu's words also played a role, especially when the name Uchiha Kagami was mentioned, which instantly brought Sarutobi Hiruzen back to that war-torn era. That time, they jointly served as the 2nd generation Hokage's close guard. Uchiha Kagami had a strong will to fire, dedicated his life to Konoha, and was even recognized by the 2nd generation Hokage. He was one of the few people that Sarutobi Hiruzen admired. I see, the election meeting will be held soon, you get ready. 3 generations of Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen finally nodded. To some extent, the two have common interests, as long as Baisu can suppress Shimura Danzo. As for the 4th generation of Hokage, he would not easily give it to Baisu. As the heir to part of the will of the 2nd generation of Hokage, he never wanted to see the Uchiha family take the position of Hokage. Then, I'll go to work first, Sandemu. Baisu came out of Hokage's office. A teleportation technique came to the mission hall. After this period of hard work, his achievement has almost reached 400 points. The achievement of 400 points will unlock an enlightenment function. I don't know if it will affect him. To what help? When brushing achievements, he took part of his mind to check the chat group, and found that the group members were actually very happy, and the group news was 99+. These people don't sleep. 830__. Chasing 10 school flowers this year. Sakura girl, what are you doing today? At Butterfly House Master. 12 o'clock. Chasing 10 school beauties this year. Have you eaten lunch yet? 2 o'clock. Chasing 10 school beauties this year. Our lunch break is over, hey. Another empty day. ... As an empty and lonely college student, Jay Shaolun hid in the group chat to read the girls' information after skipping class. Since seeing the photo of Butterfly Ninja, he felt that his goal of chasing 10 school beauties was a bit unnecessary. Sakura girl, who doesn't want it? Damn it, I'm so cold, it's a group anyway. It's a bit too much to ignore me. If you don't ignore me, I'll block you. I'm so attractive, I don't know how many schoolgirls are rushing for it. He played a knife tower, and when he came back, he found that the group chat was deserted, and he was alone, and he was even more determined to block Butterfly Forbearance. But an hour later, a line of words popped up on the public screen, and he suddenly felt that spring had come, full of blood and resurrection. 3 o'clock __. Butterfly House Owner. I'm not called Sakura, my name is Butterfly Ninja. I just came back from a mission and killed 3 ghosts, but unfortunately I didn't meet the first crescent moon. Chasing 10 school beauties this year. Kill a ghost. What do you mean? Butterfly endures, is there such a thing as a ghost in your world? Jay Shaolun groaned in his heart and suddenly felt that something was wrong. How could a woman with such a gentle appearance be so violent? And now is the era of materialism. Ghosts and monsters are all deceiving 3-year-old children, right? Big chrysanthemum, slowly rotating over Juxia City. It is said that it was a black hole. One day, it appeared in the sky above Juxia City inexplicably and became everyone's heart. Shadow. Officials have dispatched various forces to test the black hole, but they have not come to a clear conclusion. Butterfly House Owner. Yes. Is there no special product like ghosts in your world? I'll show you the photos. Butterfly Forbearance quickly sent a few pictures of ghosts. Those ghosts were hideous, and their death was tragic. Because her strength was too small to cut off the ghost's head, her method of killing ghosts was poison. Vomit. This is the first time Jay Shaolun has seen such an explosive photo. These are all things that really exist in the world of ghost extinguishing ninja. Those ghosts are poisoned by the special poison of Butterfly Ninja, and their bodies will slowly dissolve. Ordinary people will indeed feel uncomfortable when they see it. Butterfly House Owner. By the way, I still have it here. Seeing that you are very interested, I will send you some more. Butterfly Shinobu just wanted to tease this straight man. As a pastime after her life and death mission, this bastard dared to nickname herself Sakura Girl. If Jay Shaolun was in front of her, she would probably kneel in minutes, because she is not a good-natured woman. This year, chasing 10 school beauties. No. I suddenly remembered that there is an English class in the afternoon. I have to catch up with the class. Let's talk again when we have time. Jay Shaolun immediately turned on the stealth state. What are you waiting for? Sakura Girl is beautiful, but she is a rose with thorns. He should go after school flowers. Another world is horrible. Teacher Eminroa. Ula. I finally finished drawing the manuscript. Which LSP should I invite to taste it? By the way, I'll send it to the group owner. If I can get the group owner's affirmation, it proves that my efforts are not in vain. With Izumi Sagiri is a bit heavy. As an eroge book manga artist, she went to Yuhi because of her realistic style and satisfied the fantasies of the otaku. So the editor went over several manuscripts with her in one go, and she worked hard for half a month. Just finished. As for the photos posted by Butterfly Ninja, she had no reaction. As a senior otaku, when she was surfing the internet, she occasionally went to select some curious websites to study for a long time. She had seen many such photos. Ding! You have received an email, please check it. At this moment, Baisu suddenly received a system prompt, and the girl Izumi Sagiri really sent him the workbook. Originally, he didn't take it seriously. He was also an otaku back then. Okay. What comic book I haven't seen? This little scene. The moment he opened the book, his eyes were attracted. Is there still such a posture?